Going live.
All right, waiting for the light to turn green. As always, the most exciting part of the show, waiting for it to actually turn over.
Fun fact, green means go in many cultures, Nick.
It does.
It does.
Welcome to Nimmin Live, the #1 place on the internet for YouTube content creators to hang out with each other and learn about YouTube and have a fantastic time doing it. I'm Nick Nimmin. I'm joined today by my brother from the same mother, the world class, the world famous,
Keep going.
the world amazing,
Go on.
D Nimmin. D, what's up, man?
What's going on?
How are you?
Saturday. That means stream day.
It does. Saturday,
World
stream
class.
day. Excited to be here today, hanging out.
You could have drugged that out a little bit more.
I was trying, but I was like, you know what? I mean, you can only lie so much. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. D is amazing.
If it's gonna
Folks,
be
he's
that
absolutely amazing.
If it's going to be that kind of a stream,
Then grab the mashed potatoes.
you guys,
Yeah.
you guys might want to put your children to bed now. Cover their ears. Cover your ears, Johnny.
So today, what we are doing, if this is your first time joining a Nimmin live stream, basically what we are doing today is we are basically answering your YouTube questions. So one of the things that we absolutely love to do here is we love to help content creators learn more about making videos, about YouTube and how YouTube works, and about things that you can do on your channel to get better results and basically help you overcome the problems that you have as a content creator. So we have a form down in the description below, and in that form, all you have to do is you have to put your username in there, and you have to put your question in there and a few other things as well. And basically you just submit that form, and then I'm going to see that on my end. And basically what we do is we go through that form.
And I just want to clarify that I don't see that on my end.
He doesn't see that on his end. It's all private to me.
Right.
Yeah, so you can say whatever you want about him in the form. You might even get bonus points if you do.
Yes.
And with that also, I just want to encourage you that if you do have a specific question, because it's on a first come, first served basis. So if you have a question that you want answered, make sure that you get it down there in the form right now, so that you don't miss your opportunity to have your question asked here on or answered here on Nimmin Live. So with all of that out of the way, I also want to let you know that this show is brought to you by TubeBuddy, the #1 browser plugin for YouTube content creators. TubeBuddy will help you learn how to find video topics that are going to work well for you. It's going to help you learn how to A/B test your thumbnails, or how to compare your thumbnails against each other, so that you can make sure that you're making effective thumbnails, and a bunch of other things to help you manage and grow your YouTube channel. You can install TubeBuddy free at tubebuddy.com/Nimmin. The link is right there. There's also a link down in the description as well. And another thing that I want to bring to your attention is if you're just getting started on YouTube and you don't have a lot of subscribers yet, they actually even offer a discount for new channels, or for channels that have lower subscriber counts, so that they can help you get the higher subscriber counts, right? So
It's
definitely check out.
Under 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, it's under 1,000, yeah.
Right.
So if you have under 1,000 subscribers, then definitely go check that out, because you're also going to get, I think it's 50% of a discount of TubeBuddy, just because you're just getting started and because they are trying to hook up small creators. So
looking out for the
that's
small creators.
what's up. So real quick before we get moving,
I want to say,
Dean wants to say something.
I'm just going to steamroll you. I'm
Yes, do
going to
it.
steamroll this and say,
Yeah.
Zach Talks Tech
I was just about to.
is in his house.
In his
Zach, we haven't seen you in a long time, brother. I hope you are doing well, man. You've been a little quiet lately, man. I hope everything is going well with
Yeah,
you, brother.
yeah.
I miss your face, man.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking about taking a trip to Canada.
Just to see your face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to see your face. Open
Yeah.
the door. Hey, dude, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man? Hey,
Cool,
I'm out here.
later.
Gonna go grab a coffee if you want to roll.
Yeah. Miss you, man. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah. So I
Travis
also
is in the house, too.
Travis MVP also in the house. We've got Paul Peck Drywall here. All of the regulars, awesome people that come in and hang out here every single Saturday.
All
And
things
another
Nell.
thing,
All things Nell is in the house.
nice to see you here as well.
Yeah.
I also want to let you know that everybody in the chat today, they are content creators as well, just like you are. So
Speak for yourself.
So if you see somebody that has a channel name to where it's like, hey, that seems like the kind of content that I make or something like that, feel free to, try to reach out, try to network a little bit, maybe find some other people to collaborate, make some videos with and all that good stuff, so that you can create some, cool YouTuber relationships in terms of, other people that are doing the same things that you are, so that you have that, you start creating that little network, because that network, we all have it, that network of other content creators that you can reach out to if there's a stats drop out of nowhere, to where you can be like, hey, I'm seeing this on my channel. Are you seeing this on your channel? Or, if you are experimenting with something, so you can reach out to people and see if, they've already experimented with that and what the result was and things like that. So it's really powerful to actually have a nice core group of people that you can bounce ideas off of, and you can compare stuff, or if something happens, you have those people to reach out to. So again, all of the people in the chat are those people. So, feel free to reach out and, get to know each other.
Yeah, I'm gonna say hey to Solstice Slim Down with Vicky. How's it going, Construction Cronies? How's it going, Blue Eyed Tech? Speaking of getting to know other creators. Oh, is that Houston's shirt?
It is. Doug Houston merch right here.
There you go.
Just want to say, representing Doug.
Hammer time.
Yep.
So that was one of the cool things I loved about Peter McKinnon's keynote speech at Vid Summit last year.
What was that?
He talked about, I believe it was him. Man, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him where he was talking about, look around, look to the left, look to the right of you, because the people who are coming up right
Gary
now.
V. That was Gary V.
Because I'm sure Peter, there it was Peter, because he said you
he might have too. Yeah, because I know that was kind of like a common theme.
Right.
So,
it was
yes.
because make your own dope squad.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah.
Because Peter's saying it's a dope squad.
Sure.
Right. So like the people that are all coming up right now, yeah, man, find your buddies, grab a buddy. What is it called, buddy? Bring a friend.
Yep. Gary's version of that at Vid Summit last
What's
year.
up, Deep?
Gary's version of that was like that everybody at the conference, that's running around, the people that have a bunch of subscribers, of course everybody wants to subscribe to them or wants to collaborate with them.
You know what? They both did talk about this.
But his thing was like, of course everybody wants to collaborate with the big channels, but the funny thing is the next big channel could be sitting like right next to you.
That's what it was.
Yeah, so it's like get to know those people because those are the people that are coming up, right? So get to know those people so you can all rise together. And with that said, I also do want to let you know that the competition, to my understanding, is still going on to where you can submit a video for Vid Summit to get free Vid Summit tickets. So if you don't know anything about Vid Summit, it is an amazing conference in California in October in LA for content creators who are trying to do this professionally or who already are doing this professionally, or you're just trying to figure out how to make it all work better for you or whatever. But I've got a link to Vid Summit down in the description. You can even go to vidsummit.com, whichever you prefer. And it's not an affiliate link or anything like that. It's just a straight link to them just so that you can, see it. But they are giving away the free tickets. So make sure that if you are interested in that you check them out as well through Daryl Eves' channel, where you can find more details about that. You'll also see on my Twitter.
Christina said the competition closed
yesterday.
It closed
yesterday. Okay.
Snooze you lose, people.
Yep, snooze you lose. Yep, that was it. All right.
I'm curious because I know some of you are going. If you're going to Vid Summit in October, type in Vid Summit right now.
Yeah. I also want to welcome a new channel member, Ahmad12. Welcome to the channel membership. So since you are a new channel member, make sure that you just go to Facebook and just look for Nimmin VIP. And that is a Facebook group that you are definitely going to want to join as a new channel member.
Thank you, Zach.
Sineski Sagara, thank you for that. And Zach Talks Tech says, got to take off recording. Appreciate the support, guys. I'm making a comeback and hoping to drop this vid tomorrow. Everyone in the chat, listen to these guys. They're brilliant and awesome. Thank you, Zach. We appreciate that, my man. It means a lot, man.
Looking forward to the lightsabers, brother.
Yep, the lightsabers. Roger Wakefield in the house. What is up, man? Nice to see you here as well.
Little Roger Wakefield merch on my head right here.
Yep. I'm repping Doug. D's repping Roger. We're community folks here, right?
Got a plumber on my head. That's weird. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
That's how I roll.
But that is one of the coolest logos around, though. I love that.
You know what? We're just gonna. I wish I had a zoom feature.
Yeah, where you could just tap it and it's like,
right? This. That's rad.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know Roger Wakefield, who's in the chat right now, he's green. He's the expert plumber, and this is his logo, his identifying mark, his merch, and because he really looks, he actually has eyes in person and a nose.
He does,
but that's him. The mustache. It could also be Hulk Hogan.
Could
if he had like a mullet.
Yeah.
But it's not.
But it's not. He's repping the bald head.
Right. You were Roger. You were
one haircut away.
You were one mullet away from being Hulk Hogan, my friend.
Love it. So one thing that I want to bring to everyone's attention as well, because it has been like a big deal. Everybody, it's kind of it's just been drama for years on YouTube, and that is that YouTube has updated their content ID policy. And when they updated that content ID policy, what's going to happen now is it's basically going to deter the criminal? No, I don't know if that's the way. The scammers from claiming videos over time, because what they're doing is they're not making it to where they can actually monetize the video until the claim is complete. Instead, they are going to block the video. So the unfortunate side is your video might get blocked. However, it's going to basically demotivate them because there's not going to be any incentive to go around and make all these fake claims, because if they get disputed, then they're not going to get any money for it. So hopefully that's going to end up cutting that down. But I wanted to bring that to your attention as well, because it's an extremely important thing that affects all of us.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just for like, they just adjusted it for the shortest 5-second
for like little snippets, and
you're driving
things
by
like that.
someplace, and you pick up a stereo in the background, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So it's for it's for smaller stuff, but it's the idea though is that's the things that people were violating. So en masse. So because of that, it's basically going to cut down on that massively, we hope. So we will see how all that goes, but I'm sure that that's as good of news to you as it is to us, because that's one fear that you get to have taken away. Well, the man with the hat, welcome to the channel membership for you as well. Make sure that you also hop on and look for the Facebook group as well, Nimminati VIP. With that, for anybody that is considering going over there and trying to sign up for that or get access to that, the only way that you get access is a channel member. I actually have a questionnaire before you actually get into it, to where I can verify the channels and all that stuff, just as a heads up, just so you know. Cam's Official says, hey Nick, I've been watching your vids. I had 0 subs, now I have nearly 2,000. Thanks a lot, buddy. Keep up the good work. Cam's Official, thank you for the super chat, and also thank you for the feedback on that. It is very much appreciated. But more importantly, thank you for actually taking the initiative, for making the content, for not giving up, for trying to improve, taking the information that you hear, instead of just saying like, oh, hey, that was fun and entertaining. Instead of doing that, you're like, hey, I've got this information. I'm going to apply it to what it is that I'm doing and try to, get things heading in the right direction on my YouTube channel. So thank you for doing that, because that's a big step, and a lot of people aren't willing to actually take that bigger step and actually in order to get the results out of the stuff that they're wanting to. Taper John, thank you for that.
Thank you. Roger says he can send us a photo of him with a mullet.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
We can do that.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can definitely
Paul
do that.
Peck, what's up, brother?
And Roger says, hey, Paul Peck, how are you, brother? So we can even do that in like Hulk Hogan.
That's right.
So it's like, Paul Peck, how are you, brother?
We should do like a wrestling... like next week, Nimmin live as wrestlers.
We should dress up in like full thing, put like ropes around the back here.
Right.
That would be hilarious.
Just, off the ropes.
We should do that when
Andrew
there's like
Edwards,
a big,
get Andrew Edwards over here again.
Yeah.
Right.
That'd be great. Have him at least call in. Yeah, that'd be
awesome.
Hey,
Scrap and Pallet Man, what's up, Paul?
Stacy Little, welcome to the channel membership. Want to let you know as well to make sure that you are checking out the Facebook group over there also. And I want to go ahead and get into some questions here, so we can go ahead and just start, cranking out some of these questions. But before we do, D, anything
I just realized that I need some sort of a video to play or a sound when the new channel members come in.
Oh yeah,
like a ding 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 ding, or like a
clap, a ding ding, a cheer,
a chicken, a chicken.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of sound would be a great alert when you have a new channel member.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay Littman, what's going on? A chicken? Is that appropriate?
Neil, the Urban Explorer, thank you for the super chat. He says the full Nimminati have all submitted videos for the Vid Summit competition. Good luck, every one of your stars. Yeah, like with that, like basically, if you are somebody, even though they've closed it, if you are somebody that has created that video for Vid Summit,
Snowy, what's up?
Definitely make sure, if I haven't retweeted you yet, definitely make sure that you at me when you share that out on Twitter, so that I can retweet it too, so that we can try to get as much attention as possible to those particular videos.
That's right, man.
The man with the hat has a rooster sound effect.
Yeah.
So the very first question is from Action Hannah 55.
What's up, Beanie?
What's up, Beanie?
Galaxy.
Beanie draws. So basically, let's see here. So Action Hannah 55, she's been on, she uploads once a week, been on YouTube for 4 years, says, how do I think grow a gaming channel quickly? So one thing that I want to bring to your attention is the expectation of quickly is, I think, the biggest
pitfall,
masher, for lack of a better word, the biggest masher of success.
Dream killer.
Yeah. But I think it's the biggest thing for that. And the reason is because, like, when you expect, hey, I'm just going to put out these videos and then everything is just going to like blow up. Like when you have that expectation when you're walking into it, what you're doing is you're kind of setting yourself up disappointment, right? So there are some cases to where, hey, right out of the gate, people are putting out content and it just takes off. But in most cases, when that happens, it's typically somebody that comes into this with a bunch of experience on the back end. So if they come into this with a bunch of experience on the back end in terms of like production or in terms of marketing or anything like that, of course, they're going to have an advantage over somebody that's coming into this that hasn't done any of that stuff, right? So when it comes to like growing quickly, first that's just a huge expectation that you really got to be careful with.
Take that out of your head.
But in addition to that, the process it can take a while, right? So for example, like when you look at my channel now and you're like, hey, Nick's got 400 and whatever thousand subscribers on his channel.
Weird
he
flex,
blew up.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? He blew up over the last like couple years or whatever. That is what happened over the last couple years. But what didn't happen is that same success didn't come for my first like year and a half.
Right.
Right. So that was just like, grinding it out, doing my thing, working it out. And it wasn't, the channel taking off. It was like, hey, I'm putting in the work down here in order for, things to end up picking up on the back end. So that's what I encourage you to do as well. So instead of thinking, how can I grow this quickly? Think, okay, what can I do that's going to give me the best chance of getting results here over the next 6 months, over the next year? What type of content do I need to put out? When I'm putting my content strategy together, like which videos am I going to put out that I'm going to try specifically to rank for terms that keyword phrases that I have a chance to slide into, as an example, right? Start mapping all that stuff out, because if you just start putting out just random content and you're expecting that, explosive growth or like serious momentum out of that, again, it can happen, but typically in a lot of cases it doesn't. Now, with me saying that, don't let me discourage you in terms of thinking that it's impossible, because it's not. And if you have the, if you have the production skills, you have the ability to put, good video together and all that stuff, then you're increasing your chance of success drastically just by having those things. But for a lot of people, when they first come onto YouTube, that's not typically the case.
So I was able to stop the chat for a moment and just like grab it because it's just spinning over here on my end. I want to say, what's up, Sam B, Susie Valentine, Twigs D says we should get a moose call for new subs. That's pretty good. And what's going on, Josephine DeSmet? Hope you're doing well, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us on this glorious Saturday morning.
It is a glorious
you are. Yeah.
Saturday. It's a glorious Saturday evening.
Yeah, unless you're in Asia, it's Saturday evening, Saturday night.
Yeah. So I also, we did, in case we got to say so. So Rebranding Autism says, Jen. I can record myself saying woohoo for the new channel member sound. You should have a contest for the best sound. Boom. I'll tell you what, if you just want to make that and send it to me, just a woohoo, then that can be our sound. So you just, so if you want to just record that and send it, then it'll be a sound somewhere in the deck, but probably for that.
It'll go in the deck somewhere.
Yeah, we might as well just make it that sound. Yeah, if she makes it, it'll be good. It'll sound good, I'm sure. Orlando Obsession, Danielle, thank you for the super chat there, saying
thank you.
Creators get attention on live streams by making super chat comments, thereby almost guaranteeing their name is called out by the hosts. Wait a minute, I feel like I just fell for something. Did I just fall for one again?
You just fell for that again.
I just fell for it again.
You just fell for it. Yep.
Yeah, I got to work on that. Yeah, yep. I just fell for it. Alex Parker Bell, thank you for the super chat. We we appreciate it. Oh man, I did it again. Oh, good stuff. It again. Okay, next YouTube question. I accidentally closed the form, so I had to go back to it. Octorius, still love that name, says, been on YouTube for a year and a half on the channel. How do you schedule your stream 30 minutes beforehand so the subscribers get notified at that point when it starts? I can't find out how. So what you want to do is you want to go into your Creator Studio on YouTube, and inside of your Creator Studio, you want to go into the live stream now settings, and in the live stream now settings, you might have to go into classic for that. I still go into classic for this particular part of it, but you'll have to go into, or you can go into classic for it. That's how I do it. And then basically on that live stream now page, D, if you want to pull my screen up here real quick.
Yep, sure can. Whoa, where'd it go?
Whoa.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
It stopped showing up. Give me a second.
Uh-oh. Okay, so basically what you want to do is you want to go to that Stream Now page, and when you go to that Stream Now page, you want to there's just a little option down there in the
ready?
Right, you got it? Yeah.
Yep. Boom.
So on this page, right? So what you want to do is you want to go to the Stream Now, and then on the Stream Now, what you want to do is you want to scroll down here, and then let me get out my handy dandy doodler tool, and then this little option right here is to schedule the next stream. And then from there, you should be good to go.
Boom.
Boom. Boom.
New channel member.
Boom.
Since we don't actually have a sound yet,
You just want to go woohoo.
what would a moose call make?
I don't know what a moose sounds like.
Okay, so let's skip the moose call for right now. So
Okay. Yeah, I grew up in Ohio, right? Like you don't know that.
Oh, I was about to say.
You're like, really? Oh my gosh, I grew up in Ohio.
Right? I was about to say, really? Me too. Where in Ohio did you grow up? That's crazy.
Oh man, so good.
I can't believe you.
Yeah, I can't. Hey man,
Do you see what I have to deal with on a daily basis?
Turtle Creativity, welcome to the channel. Membership to you as well. Remember to make sure that that next time you're on Facebook, you just search for Nimmin VIP, and then that group. Make sure you fill out the questions before you go in, and then we will let you into that particular group. But thank you for that.
I almost want to go on a search for a sound right now and let people vote on it.
Yeah.
Because I can log into Epidemic Sound and we can just go through sound.
Just go through them. Yeah. Sinoska Cigara says, I deliver all the latest scandals and true crime news. I am the deranged. What was that? The deranged something? Yeah, I'm not sure what that was, but it just got taken out by a mod. It seems like it was hammer time. Boom. Yep. All right. So let's see here. So next up, we've got Josephine DeSmet. Nice to see a question in here from you for Josephine. So one thing that I want to bring to everyone's attention. So Josephine has a music channel, and on her music channel, she's been having trouble getting the ball rolling. So what she just recently did is she started introducing some tutorial content in terms of, this is how you do particular things with music. And now that she's using that as a mechanism to actually pull people into her YouTube channel. So that was a really good move, Josephine. High five, fist bump to you on that.
There's always more than one way to skin a cat.
There is. Absolutely. There's 83. At least that's kind of where I ran out.
Or to choke a chicken.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bring its little neck.
Absolutely. Hey, Nick. So pause so that D freaks out that he isn't mentioned. Okay.
All right.
Hey, Nick.
I'll just go off camera here.
Okay.
I'll just pretend I'm not listening.
Okay.
Go.
Hey, Nick. I hope that you're doing well. There's this website called This, That, and the Other Thing where people use pictures of videos. Those are free. Do you guys have experience with this website? If so, can you use that in videos, and can you get in trouble for that? I could really use something like that to make my videos more interesting. Okay, so
How did I get shut out on that one?
In terms, she included you in here. She said, hey, Nick and D. So that's what I'm going to tell him. That's between us. But don't tell D. But basically with those websites where you're getting free images, yes, in most cases those are fine to use. However, one thing that I really want you to be mindful of when you're using those, because I've even recommended those in past videos before I fully thought it through and before I ran into all of the information of people saying, hey, I did this and it was supposed to be okay, but then I got hit for it. One thing that I just want you to consider when you are using those sites that offer free anything, and this comes down to the stock websites, the free stock websites where you can get videos, the free stock websites where you can get music, the free stock sites where you can get photographs, the free stock sites where you can get graphics, and even the YouTube channels that give away like graphics packs and things like that. Dee and I were actually talking about this just the other day, but even those graphic packs that you get, and for those YouTube channels, those kids will torrent that stuff and then they'll make it available as like subscriber giveaways and stuff like that. But they torrented stuff, which is actually copyright protected. They're giving it away, which they can get in trouble for, but then you can get in trouble for actually using it on your channel. But in terms of, so just be mindful of that on YouTube. But in regards to the actual websites where you can get all this free stuff, one thing that you just have to be mindful of is if they take submissions to that site, then
here we go.
Yeah, you should have said like preach. That would have been a great time because yeah, like a preach after that would have been great.
Here we go.
But basically, like when you are using those sites, any site that takes submissions, unless you go through that process of submitting something to them so that you can know if they're actually verifying the submissions in some way or not, you are putting yourself at risk because, for example, I could download a stock image off of somewhere else. And then I could upload it to one of the free sites and say, hey, I took this picture, let anybody use it, even though I didn't, right? And by doing that, when you download it, then you can create a problem for yourself because in that situation, you're taking something that you thought was good from this particular trusted site, but it ended up not being as safe as you thought. So in most cases, that stuff is fine, right? In most cases, that stuff is fine. I just want to bring it to your awareness in terms of just letting you know that, hey, you can use that stuff. And in some cases, people have gotten in trouble from using some of that free stuff. So I just want you to be mindful of that.
Perfect example is this. Let's say I have a website.
Preach. Nah, it was that didn't work. Yeah, yours is so much better.
I wasn't even ready to preach.
Yeah, I know. I was.
That felt forced.
Yeah, it was actually.
I'm not even.
Yeah, I was like, where am I going to do?
I'm not even going to give the example anymore. Yeah. No. Here's the thing. Let's say that I submit an image to a website, right? And then somebody else takes that image and then they put it on their website and they say, "Oh, you can use this for free." But I sold it to, like, I put it up on Shutterstock for sale, right? And then somebody else, they don't know, they go to Shutterstock and they're just downloading pictures and they're like, "Hey, you can just use this for free." And then I'm going to burn you when I find that image on your channel.
Right.
Copyright strike. Boom.
Yep.
Because a lot of people, they don't know that they're taking things. People who don't understand copyright law, they're going to violate copyright law. So it's really important that you get your images, your videos, and your music from trusted sources.
Yeah. And just be mindful of that stuff, right? Because here's the thing, and I say this on almost every live stream. Real quick, I want to say, Chief Mason, thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it.
What up,
saying,
Chief?
"Hey, Nick, I got over 300. Thanks to you. Amazing. Thanks to you. You know, you're doing the work." But the thing is, though, is like you want to be mindful of this stuff because, like, like you put in so much work and so much time and so much effort into what it is that you're doing. The last thing that you want is to...
No, it's not true.
What's not true?
Really?
What's not true? What do you mean?
What we're saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but basically...
Good luck, dude.
but
Good luck, my man.
But basically, like what you
Wow.
are, you know, what you don't want to do is you don't want to, you know, put yourself at risk in any case because of all the work that you put into this stuff. Like the last thing that you want is to, you know, use something like that and it end up being, you know, a problem. Like what I do when I'm doing that stuff, like any of the stock stuff that I use, I'll actually pay for the services that I use it on. So like I have an account at Adobe Stock, for example.
Epidemic
That's where I grab
Yeah.
my images. Epidemic Sound, I have an account there. That's where I get my music from. I'm also in Video Blocks. I'm also in Digital Juice as well. So like in all of those, like I know that, hey, if I do have a problem, then there's this company that I can, you know, hit up and say, hey, you know, I bought this here, you know, where, you know, update my license or, you know, try to help me work through this instead of it being like a, you know, well, hey, it's a free image. So, you know, kind of, you can't be a beggar. right. So, you know, because of that, you know, just be mindful. I'm kind of beating this horse down a bit.
Well,
but,
no, it's important
be
because the comments are full, Twitter's full, Facebook's full, Reddit's full of people
having problems.
People having like, wow, I downloaded this song from this YouTube channel that said it was copyright free, and now I got a copyright strike. What's going on?
Right.
A lot of people get hit with this. Josephine, if you just put a link to them to credit them, that's not the workaround.
Yeah, that's not the workaround.
Yeah, like it's up to the person who owns the content. They might say, okay, you gave me a link, that's cool, or they might just say nope.
Right. And here's the thing with that too, like some of this stuff is so sensitive, right? Because again, you're dealing with like copyright issues. So as an example, like even out of the YouTube audio library, which is free, as a content creator, you can use the YouTube audio library 100% free. However, some of their tracks require attribution. And attribution, if you're not familiar with the term, it just basically means that you give that artist credit in a certain way in your video description or in the video or both. And even in that situation, if you're using their free audio and it requires the credit and you don't give that credit, then you can still end up with a copyright strike, even though you have been given permission, so to speak, and you've been giving that clearance in terms of hey, this is free music to use. It's free, but you still have to follow the rules. And then if you don't follow the rules, then you can still get penalized with a copyright strike. So you got to be careful.
Mr. Swanky just got nailed with that.
Okay.
He was talking about it on Twitter.
Okay, there we go.
He used the track from the YouTube audio library, but it needed to have attribution or credit, and he didn't do that.
Yeah, there you go. Case in point. Yeah, so in that situation, you just got to be careful, right? Again, because you put in all this work, right? You just got to make sure that you are, you got to make sure that you are solid in that regard, because you don't want to risk it. And also, one other thing, like since we're just beating on this horse anyway, one other thing that I want to bring to your attention.
I need a ball bat sound, like hitting something, like whack, whack.
You do.
Like a horse. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So we've been appropriate like a couple times.
Get on that, Jen. Go. Yeah, I need a soundtrack of a horse getting beat.
But yeah, what was the other thing? Because there's something else I was going to say too. Yeah, I can't remember, but we'll come back to that. Come back to it later. But yeah, okay. So next question here that we've got is from Conjuring Rock. They upload one every other week-ish. They've been on YouTube since February of 2019. They say, if you visit your video view page, the one where your viewers watch your video, and you click away before the video ends, does that affect your average view duration? If it's on your own channel, don't even worry about it. And like, even in that situation, like one viewer, right? You looking at your stuff and doing something, like it's not like, that's not even like, that's a worry that is like in that situation, it's like you're thinking down here in terms of, you know, like, hey, stuff I got to be mindful of, instead of, I mean, it's important to be mindful of all this stuff, but it I raise that up a little bit and just start looking at like, okay, how many views am I getting? How are people responding to the videos? And start looking at that stuff instead of getting caught in the nuance of like, okay, well, if I watch my video, is that going to hurt my retention and that kind of stuff? It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good that you're asking that question, because it's good to just think like, hey, am I going to be doing any damage to my stuff by doing this? But what I'm saying is just focus on like the stuff that actually matters, which is, you know, how long are people watching my videos? What's my click-through rate on my thumbnails? How good am I at getting people to comment on my videos? How good am I at getting people to share my content, and so on? Because that's the stuff that will make you win, to where, you know, even if they did, like, if you focus on those things, even if, which you don't, but even if you got penalized for watching your own video, it wouldn't matter, because you're still doing all the other stuff that brings in enough activity to where it doesn't, your activity on your own wouldn't matter regardless, right? So just focus on that higher stuff. Okay, so let's see here. Read the rules in the description. Yes, just go ahead. Okay, Jay Bomber the Great says they've been on YouTube for 2 years. They make videos on an Android, and they say, if you post often, videos are good quality, and you have thumbnails but still don't get views, what do you do? Having thumbnails isn't as good as having effective thumbnails, right?
And a great title.
Yeah, so you gotta have effective thumbnails. You gotta have a good title, and once they, whoa,
what?
That was weird. Yeah, I just had this whole like weird pulse thing happen in my head when you did that. Whoa, now I've got like headphones like phasing in and out. Crazy. You gotta take these off for a second until you get that done. So basically, when it comes to YouTube, you want to make sure that you are making effective titles and thumbnails. You also want to make sure that you are able to keep people watching your videos for an extended period of time. And the reason that that's important is because just uploading a video these days, it's not enough. It used to be to where you could upload 1,000 videos and it's like, well, hey, there's all this stuff to push, right? But these days it's a totally different thing, because YouTube is leaning on the quality experience of the people that are actually coming to YouTube, right? So because of that, you have to make sure that your content is serving that purpose. Is my content giving the viewers of YouTube, the traffic, all of the people that are coming into YouTube, is my content entertaining for them? Is my content serving them in a way to where they'll want to watch it for an extended period of time, or to where maybe they'll want to watch more than one of my videos? If the answer to that is no, then you need to start at the thumbnail and title, right? Like, okay, well, what do I have to do, you know, in order to get all of this going? In order to make an effective title and thumbnail, I'm going to start researching how to do that, right? Start there. And then, of course, the video content itself, you know, that also has to be good as well. And you can also watch videos on, you know, how to make videos better and that kind of stuff to help, you know, pull people through your videos. You
still have that sound?
It went away, so I'm okay now, but
okay.
It was just kind of going back and forth.
So I got to share this. So Jen tweeted this picture on Twitter of her watching you on this big TV up on the wall.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Notice that it's never me up on the wall. Yeah. It's always you.
Yep. Now you're going to get a whole flood of them. Yeah. Now you're getting a whole flood of them.
It's always been you. It's always been you. You're always mom's favorite. It's always been you.
a catalepsy cat.
Hey, Keith and Vicky.
Hey, what's up, Keith and Vicky? A cataleptic cat says they upload one video every week. They say, how do I increase retention for my videos? That's great, because that springboards off of the last question. So when you are trying to increase the retention on your videos, the very first thing that you have to do is you have to actually look in your audience retention to see how the people that YouTube is showing your content to are responding to your content. The reason that is important is because when I tell you do this, 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 and this, if you're not
I listen. Hey, Tube Techie.
If you take that and you apply it to your channel, that's good. However, you also need to make sure, hey, I'm going to go in and I'm going to see my audience retention reports to see how people are responding to this, because like when you are structuring your video content and you're trying to pull people through your content, in some cases, depending on who your audience is, in some cases, just having a lot of quick cuts and quick edits and push-ins and pull-outs and crazy transitions and things like that.
Travis, I got you, man. It's my name at Gmail.
So even in that situation where you're doing all of that stuff on some channels, that's great and that's extremely effective. If you have that younger demographic as an example, and you're making that type of content that supports that type of editing, that's a great way to do it. However, let's say that you're making content for an older audience that isn't into that whole stuff flashing all over the place. Of course, you'd still want to keep it moving and interesting. I'm having problems over on this side as a heads up.
Okay.
But you'd still want to keep things there. It's fixed. You still want to keep things, interesting and moving to a point, but, you would think, okay, well, the audience that's coming in and watching my content, how are they used to actually, consuming stuff? And would they respond to something where stuff's just going crazy, or would they respond to stuff to where I slow it down just a little bit so that I can make sure that I'm reaching those people effectively, as an example? So like when it comes to actually breaking down, hey, what's up, Dr. Sten?
Hey, what's up,
What's
Doctor?
up, Patty? So what's up, Turtle Creativity and Paul Peck, as always. So basically, when it comes down to how to actually structure your videos, you also have to think about who is it that I'm actually making videos for, and then start fine tuning how to do your content, or how to create your videos or edit your videos in a way to where your audience would respond to it. And as soon as you start tuning into that, then you're going to start understanding how to increase your retention on your videos. But a couple quick tips that are always effective is, one, get to the actual content in a respectable amount of time, because you don't want to waste people's time
fast.
So if you can get people to the actual content in a reasonable amount of time, then once you get to the content, then it's going to be like, okay, well, they're delivering on what it was that they said in the title and thumbnail, right? A hook in most cases also is something to where it actually grabs somebody's attention, and that can be a hook or a teaser. And what I mean by that is basically your video opens up, kind of like in my videos, I'm like, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do XYZ. But let's say you're a vlogger or you make some other type of content, then in that particular case, it would be a little bit different, because maybe you would talk about, hey, this is where we're going today, and we're going to bring you along. Or it could just be you giving teasers of the actual content itself, to where it's like, hey, this crazy thing happened, this crazy thing happened, this crazy thing happened, and then you basically do a segue into your intro or into the actual, beginning of the content itself. But what you're doing in that situation is you're showing people this happens in the video. So if you want to see what actually, the end results of these things happening, then you're going to have to watch the video in order to get that, as an example.
As one example,
as one very long example. So basically, what you want to do if you're trying to, so what you want to do if you are trying to increase your retention is you just want to make sure that, hey, like I'm thinking of my audience, and I'm also trying to experiment with different structures and different ways to grab their attention in order to keep them on my video. And as one more tip, just because I'm into hammering horses today. Because it's hammer time. So with one more tip.
You don't hammer horse.
I do.
You beat a horse.
I do.
You don't hammer. Who are you, Jeffrey? Are you like a psycho? Come on.
Derailed again.
Who hits a horse?
Yeah,
with a
I was
hammer?
on a thing there, and I just completely went off.
You're twisted.
Completely went off. Yeah, I know. Right?
Hammer? Come on, dude. That's low even for you.
Oh man,
good stuff. Big bat,
good stuff.
Like a sledgehammer.
I know,
anything.
Right? Okay, so next, and this is going out on me again.
Hammer.
What'd you do over there? Like, why does it keep going out?
It's your ear.
My ear's fine. No, I mean, I think maybe. Nothing. I might be having like an issue over here. There we go. Fixed. Okay. Oh, yeah. Good. Okay. Solid.
Just cables.
Solid. Okay. So
hashtag poor horse.
Yep. I know. Right.
Horse hammer. Yeah. Cake cooker, horse hammer.
I was going to go into something about retention, but I just completely lost it. So
I needed to cut that off.
You
that
did.
was getting way too long.
But it was good though. That was like the best part, and I can't remember what it was.
Hi, my name is Nick Nimmin. I cook cakes and hammer horses.
And hammer horses.
Right. I'll be speaking at
wooden horses.
I'll be speaking at Vid Summit. Come see me. I'll teach you how to hammer horses.
Wooden horses.
That's right, Beanie. Justice for Horsey. That's right. Hey, Eric Wade.
Also, so basically, just a couple things I want to bring to your attention, because he just mentioned speaking at
Hey, Lindsay.
He mentioned, D just mentioned speaking at Vid Summit. So really quick, I do want to bring to your attention that D and I are both going to be speaking at Vid Summit. So if you haven't gotten your Vid Summit tickets yet, make sure there's a link in the description. It's not an affiliate link. I just want you to go. So so check out the link in the description, or just type in vidsummit.com for information on Vid Summit. But it's in California in October. We are also going.
Creativity says there's a niche for everyone.
There is.
Hammer them horses,
there is.
baby. Hammer them horses.
I'm also going to be speaking at Social Media Marketing World as well, the 2020 Social Media Marketing World. So as we start getting closer to that, I'll start sharing a lot more information about that as well. But if you just Google Social Media Marketing World, then you'll see information on that particular thing as well.
Wow, Mike Phillips is here. Patty
What's
Broussard is here.
Mm-hmm.
Christina says hammering a horse is legal in Alabama.
All right, I got to save this because it just went south.
Things just get a life of their own.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So,
That's how it works.
So Implants on Trail says, do the amount of subscribers affect how you rank in search? Seems like big accounts dominate, but slowly thanks to your, but slowly growing thanks to your help.
To you.
Keep up, slowly growing thanks to your help. Keep up the good work. So here's the thing: it's not necessarily having a channel with a lot of subscribers. It's that the channel with a lot of subscribers has accumulated a ton of watch time and a ton of activity on their channel. And because of that, what happens is, like, for example, if you make a video right now about something that I'm going to make a video about, and it's in alignment with the type of content that I make on my channel, we both make the same exact video. You do it in your way, I do it in my way. They're the same links. We do the same thing. What's going to happen is right out of the gate, as soon as I publish that video, within the first hour, I'm going to have like 1,000 to 2,000 views on it. If you don't have any videos on your channel and that's your first video, in that first hour, there's a really good chance you're not going to have any.
Right.
So what's going to happen there is I'm giving YouTube all of this data and basically telling YouTube, like, hey, when somebody hits this video, this is how they're responding. When YouTube's showing it around the platform, this is how they're responding, because they're able to just collect all of that data that comes from the subscribers coming in and watching that video as soon as it goes live. Whereas yours, it's going to take a while for you to accumulate that information and to accumulate that watch time and let YouTube know how people are responding to your video. So because of that, right out of the gate, if I publish something, there's a really good chance that on YouTube, I'm going to rank within the top like 3 to 5 right out of the gate. There's also a really good chance that I'm going to rank for whatever term it is on Google as well, as long as they show video results for it relatively fast. And because of that, it all comes from that data that goes into YouTube saying how people are responding to the content. That's it, right? It's not that my video is necessarily better than your video. It's not that, like I'm a better presenter or anything like that. It just comes down to me being able to send all of that information to YouTube about how this video, how people respond to this particular video. And because of that, that's what helps the bigger channels get into those spots relatively quickly. Now, if they maintain those spots or not, then of course we fall into the same situation there, to where it's like, well, if my video isn't that good and people aren't responding to my title, my thumbnail, and all that stuff, well, YouTube's going to demote me just like they would demote you. But the only difference is that initial surge when I first publish, then that actually helps get me that exposure to that video, because I have a bunch of people coming in to watch it from notifications and wherever YouTube puts it on the platform for my subscribers, which gives me that that initial push out of the gate.
There you go.
All right. So next up, we've got PFB Prod. Go ahead, D. You sound like you want to say something.
Yeah, Travis just said, side note, this stream is ranking right now for YouTube tips.
Okay, fantastic. Where's it ranking at?
Probably YouTube.
I'm gonna look on Google
tips.
too. Okay, let's go to YouTube tips here, and let me see if it comes up here as
Explanation information says, can I get a tip? He's pretty much been dropping tips for the last 40 minutes, man. Pay attention, brother.
Yep, yeah, tips all day. You're probably wanting that
all day.
You're probably wanting that specific to your channel, but here's
Doesn't work that way.
But here's what I want to let you know is that like basically when I am answering a lot of these questions, the stuff that I'm saying here, and the reason I'm saying this is because I get a lot of comments where people are like, hey, like you share a lot of stuff, can you share some stuff for gamers as an example? So if you're watching this or if you're listening to this, I just want you to know that most everything that I say here is probably going to apply in some way or some shape or form to your channel. So just be mindful that even though I might not be looking at your channel specifically or answering your question specifically, but if you do want your question answered, get it in the description now, because I still have some responses that I'll be able to get to, like a lot of them before we end this. So there's still plenty of room to get your question in there. But what I'm getting at though is that it is like, yeah, I just lost that one too.
Wow.
Ooh. Yeah. See, I got in that habit of losing it. See, that's
there you
not
go.
good.
I messed that up.
Yeah.
What were you talking about?
I just have you to blame. That's all.
I was like looking up on YouTube trying to see if stuff was ranking or not. What were you talking about?
Yeah, I don't even remember. Okay,
I'll pull it in.
So
I'll reel it back.
FB Prod says best way to get loyal subscribers. So best way to get loyal subscribers is to actually. I know that's probably what it is. The best way to get loyal subscribers
starts with the ear. Starts with the ear going out.
Fun part. I'm 86 by the time the stream's over. What?
Hold
that
on.
happened so quick.
It starts with the ear, and you get the ear goes out, and you start beating horses with hammers.
I know, right?
Right?
That's
There's
my karma.
There's
it
like
just
a plot,
came back.
right?
Yeah, my karma's
Horse,
like,
hammer,
there goes your ear,
you
buddy.
lose an ear.
Yep.
Memory.
Yeah,
you're right.
Karma's like, oh, he didn't. He just talked about the horse thing.
Yeah,
well, there goes your ear.
Right? They're like,
yep.
Here we go, boys.
We got one. But the best way to get loyal subscribers to your YouTube channel is one, show up, right? Show up, upload content on a regular basis. Two is to just keep your subscribers in mind, right? When you're making content, think of, okay, how can I make content? And it's not just your subscribers, it's just humans in general. It's like when you're making your content, think, how can I make something that, people will enjoy? How can I make this as good as I possibly can so that people can consume this and walk away from it with something? And one of the things to think about there is, are you entertaining people? If so, then just spend some time making sure that your content is actually entertaining, right? Because there's what you think, and then there's, what the stats say. So just make sure that your content is as entertaining as you think. Also, if you're doing like comedy content, same thing. Make sure it's funny content, and make sure when you're making those those videos, make sure that you are, keeping your viewers in mind. Like, okay, well, what would my audience, the people that I'm trying to get in front of, or the people that are watching my content, what are some things that I can do in here that they would pick up on, right? And just keep them in mind when you're making your jokes. Also, any type of like how-to content or anything like that. Of course, there's going to be tons of value that comes from how-to content, just because you're teaching people, how to do stuff, and there's tons of value in that.
Yes.
But one thing that Christina Smallhorn says, to not get loyal subscribers, do giveaways. Yeah, absolutely. So the reference there is basically by doing giveaways, that is not the way to get loyal subscribers on your channel. My perspective on giveaways is always give to give, not give to get. And if you take that approach, then your giveaways are going to end up being a lot more effective for you.
Give to give.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tassie.
What's up, Tassie?
Tim Yonce, how's it going?
Alex Talks says they're on an iPad Air 2. What is the best free editor without a watermark for an iPad? That would be
iMovie.
Would it be iMovie?
iMovie.
Okay.
Listen, man, people give iMovie a bad rap because at one time iMovie was like incredibly basic.
Mm-hmm.
It is still pretty basic, but they've had some great upgrades. Like if you haven't updated iMovie recently on an iOS device, update iMovie. They've done a lot of really cool updates on it. And look, you want free, you want good, and you want no watermark.
Video Leap.
Right. Well, built in is iMovie. Mm-hmm. And if you want to take it up to like a more professional level where you get more special effects and that sort of thing, Video Leap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Yep.
No watermark, free.
Yeah, Andy's on an iPad. So yeah, Video Leap.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so next up we've got Stay Gold Brayton. Stay Gold Brayton has been on YouTube for 4 years. They're making videos on an iPhone, and they say, how can I make more people interested in my content? Again, that comes down to the same exact thing that I was saying in terms of generating loyal subscribers or having loyal subscribers. Is you got to think of the people that are watching your videos, man. Like for example, that was my dude impression,
right?
But basically, not a good one. But I'm just saying,
yeah.
But the idea,
you need to hang it up, dude.
I know.
Just call it a night.
Yep, out of here. See you guys.
So anyway, here's what we're doing.
but the idea though is you got to think of the people that you're making content for, because if you think of the people that you're making content for, then that can help you fine tune your content so that you're delivering the most possible value possible out of the content that you're putting out there. So if you want to make people interested in your content, then you have to make content. Like you have to be interested in the viewer in order for the viewer to be interested in your content. Let's just do it that way.
There you go.
All right. NG101 says they've been on YouTube for 1 year. If you have a series of videos on your channel that is underperforming, should you finish the series or drop it to start something else? Depends on how bad it's not performing. Like if people are just not into it, then, you might want to drop it. There's no shame in saying, you know what, people aren't responding to this, so I'm going to do something else. No shame in that at all. So if you're making a series and people are not digging it, then in that case, just say, okay, well, I'm going to hang it up. But with that, I want to bring something to your attention. So on my YouTube channel, I had a series called Mobile Monday, and I did this series about 2 years ago. And when I
You dirty rat,
2 years ago, you did what? But Mobile Monday
you kept
was
you
I know,
have been the master of mobile.
I know, right? But Mobile Monday was basically a series to where I was like, hey, there's people doing this stuff on their phone, so I'm going to make some videos to help, creators that are doing stuff on their phone, because I'm getting a lot of comments about that. So when I would put those videos out, initially, those videos would just tank. But I was like, I'm going to keep this going for a little bit. I'm going to do it for like a month, a month and a half, whatever. And I did, and I put out like a series of videos over a period of time that were, mobile content. You can actually find the series on my channel page. But the thing is, initially, those videos did horribly. Just absolutely horribly. People did not respond in any way, shape, or form. But what happened was,
go on,
because I targeted search with those particular videos, even though my subscribers at the time didn't dig it, what happened is those ended up coming back after I stopped the series. Those ended up coming back on the back end and actually being primary drivers of traffic to my YouTube channel. So
I get a lot of my videos are that way.
Yeah.
Like
so
when I make them, I know, like there's like my last one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, this isn't going to do well out of the gate, but I know a month from now, 2 months from now, I know the thing's going to just skyrocket.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 months from now.
Sure.
But I know it's going to grow.
It's good. You're targeting a term, and you know that it's just a matter of time before you slide into that term.
Right. My audience now, my subscribers might not respond to it very well, but I know long term, that thing's going to rise.
Right.
It's going to rise.
It's going to rise. But basically, the idea there is just be mindful of that as well. So like if you're just putting together like a general series, but you're not really like targeting, search, you're not kind of going long tail on it or anything like that, then in that particular case, then it's like, okay, well, if people aren't responding, then maybe I should, kind of stop doing it or maybe take a break and focus on something else, some other type of content first. But just be mindful that if you are targeting search with that series, you might actually want to complete it for the sake of, if you do have those videos in the series start taking off, that's going to bring the whole series to life. So because of that, you just have to be mindful of the possibility that if you're targeting search, or if you just include search in your plan for that particular series, then those videos could come to life down the road.
New channel member.
Yep, new channel member, Gamer Gramps. Thank you for the channel membership there, Gamer Gramps. Make sure that you join the Facebook group there as well. Just go to Facebook and look for Nimmin VIP, and you will find it. Make sure you fill out the questions, because I verify everybody as they're coming in.
Hey, Travis, do me a favor, man, and shoot me a message, a DM or something, or email. Just let me know where you got that to make sure that
slide in your DMs
to make sure that we've actually got a license to use that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you much.
So what do you do? Send you a sound effect?
Yeah.
Okay.
To make sure we're on the same page there so we can use it.
Okay.
If Travis says it's good, it's probably really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So have consistent content. Did he get from Epidemic Sound?
We're gonna find out.
Okay.
Playa.
So gonna find out, playa. Yeah. So somebody just asked a question here, and I want to address it. Thank you. My internet's going. Okay, got that. How do you include search? Says Phantom Nation. Okay, so how you include search is basically you think of how are people actually searching for the type of content that I make. So when you're titling the video and when you're putting your description in there and you're putting your tags in there, what you do is you say, okay, well, how could people actually find my content in search? And then you basically go after what is called a keyword phrase, which is basically a series of words that go together to make like a short phrase that people type into YouTube in order to find content on YouTube. So for example, just using myself, if you just go for, best video editor on YouTube or something like that, or best video editing software for mobile phones or whatever, best video editing apps, then you're going to see my content there, right? And the thing with that content is that stuff that was optimized for search so that it would actually show up there when people are looking for that particular thing. So what that means is, in addition to having your title to where you try to make that compelling title that people want to click on, you also work in a keyword phrase, or at least a keyword, but a keyword phrase, especially if you're getting started, is probably going to help you, get going a little bit faster. But you also want to make sure that you're adding that keyword phrase to the description as well, and also other ways to, kind of talk about that same thing, but doing it in a natural way. So you don't want to just say, the same thing over and over again, but in a bunch of different ways. But you want to make, another reference to maybe another way that you would say it as an example, or another way that people might be searching for it. And then you would also put the phrase that you're going for in your tags as well. And as well as other relevant terms that are related to that particular video that you're trying to bring attention to in search. So that's it in a nutshell on the very most basic level in terms of getting your videos to actually show up in search. And YouTube, if you go through the YouTube Creator Academy, a link to that's in the description for free. But if you go through the YouTube Creator Academy, they show you hey, these are the things that you do when you are trying to bring attention to this video. You want to make sure that you put the most important things first, and they tell you all of this stuff. You just have to go through the process of learning, which is why you asked that question. So thank you for the question, because I'm sure there's also other people in the chat that want to know the answer to that.
So Roger Wakefield, he tweeted a single picture on Twitter, a single picture he sent on Twitter.
Oh, D. Yep.
And so this is the hat. So this is where the hat came from. This is Roger right here. He legit looks like that.
Yep.
So yeah, thank you, Roger, for that single picture on Twitter. Much appreciated, brother.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, man. Oh, I love it. All right. So next one up is Lawn Time Coming. They've been on YouTube since April of 2019, so fairly new. Welcome to YouTube.
Viper's in the house.
Viper, man about tech.
Says, looking to increase views and bring people that's not fans of lawn care over. How do I do this? I try to take it entertaining to try things out. So if you're trying to bring people that are not fans of lawn care over, how do I do this? I'm looking to increase views. What kind of content do you make? Lawn Time Coming. Okay, so your channel is about lawns, and your channel name is about lawns, but you're trying to make content for people that don't like lawn.
He's making content for people who like concrete.
Well, no, the thing that
I don't have anything to do with grass.
Okay,
no lawns here.
So I think the question here, I just want to make sure I'm understanding this right. So I think the question is, I want to get more views and stuff, and I make content about lawn care, but
he wants to win over the people who are not into
lawn care. Okay, so here's my thoughts on that. D, let's work on this one. So
first of all,
here's my thought.
You got to have lawn.
I would think Mr. Beast in terms of okay, what kind of ridiculous stuff can I do with lawns to where people are like, I got to see this, right?
Like when you were young and you used to take gasoline and
no,
write messages.
No, because we're family friendly here and we are not burning anything.
Who said anything about burning?
Because you said gas. Can't you do it with bleach?
Can't you do it with bleach? Those of you in the lawn, you know that gasoline will kill weeds and all that stuff.
Doesn't bleach?
Then gasoline.
Or weed killer?
Yes, I don't know. You could take it, you could write a message in the grass.
Yeah.
And it would just you're like, hey, Dave.
Yeah.
And then they wake up and they open the window and they
and their reaction.
And they got this big hey Dave in their yard. It might not
still vandalism though.
Not if Dave's cool with it.
Yeah, if Dave's like, go ahead and write my name in the lawn and then I'll wake up and act to be surprised. So you might have to stage some of this, right? Yeah, that's the way it's going.
Or maybe, Dave did that to you and he wasn't so nice.
But yeah, the idea is just try to think of okay, what kind of things could I make to where I would have the potential for people to be like, oh gosh, I got to see this.
Hey, Stacey.
So what I would try to think of is either because you're doing lawn care, so I don't know if you're doing this for your lawn or if you have your service that you are offering and you're trying to bring attention to that service.
Alan Osborne, what's up?
But if you're doing all this on your own lawn, or you can get permission from others, having a bush sculptor come in, and I know I'm kind of going off the rails here, but you're asking for ideas, so I'm just throwing them out. Just giving them as they come.
I was trying to give you ideas, and he just shut me down. I mean, my ideas are good. I don't know what he's saying.
But having a sculptor come over and make somebody that is, for example, when the end game, was happening, having somebody make a bush for, Thanos or something like that to where they're snapping or something along those lines, or just something.
Thanos is family friendly.
Absolutely.
Right. The end of half of humanity, real family friendly there.
It is.
I'm just talking about, hey, Dave, the message. You're talking about wiping out half of all life in the universe. Half of all life in the universe is family friendly, and I can't leave a message for Dave in his grass.
Just saying hi.
Jeez,
saying, hey, Dave.
Do you guys see? What do you see?
Oh, that was so good.
Right?
Oh, man.
But
Thank you.
basically just try to come up with something that
Man.
is, like a little over the top to where people are kind of like, wow, like I have to see this. This is insane.
Family friendly.
Even fun stuff. Maybe you do challenges where it's like, hey, I mowed X amount of, square feet yard in, under X amount of time, or, whatever it happens to be.
Yeah,
Just some random ideas there, but some of them a little ridiculous, I know, but that's kind of the idea.
Hey, Vigard.
Hey, what's up, Vigard? Nice to see you in here, man. I hope you are enjoying your trip. Hope you're having a good time.
Urban Explorer. If I already said hey to you, what's up, Neil?
Neil in the house. Okay, so we got that one.
I think that's.
But
tough,
yeah, I
though.
think brainstorming on that one, I think that would actually be fun. Brainstorming that
you
one,
would have to build interest in lawn care.
Yeah.
Really, like make it fun.
Yeah,
Give me
I
a
think
reason. Give me a reason. Tell me what could be lurking in my lawn, or I might have that in my lawn.
Does your
Yeah.
lawn have this?
Right.
Yeah, this could be killing your lawn.
Do you have lawn cooties? Oh yeah, this right. You can get clickbaity here. Not really clickbaity, but like title,
Yeah,
like,
deliver on it.
right?
Yeah.
Deliver right. Like this could be killing your lawn.
Mhm.
That sort of thing. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make people afraid.
But I think with that though, they would still have to be interested in lawn care. Like no, because they wouldn't be interested in lawn care. But
Dave
they
doesn't care about lawn care.
If they were interested in this could be killing my lawn, they wouldn't necessarily have to be interested in actually taking care of the lawn. It'd just be like, oh God, maybe that's what's killing my grass.
Why your
Yeah,
I mean, you can
that's
think
good.
about the problems
Yeah,
that
I like
everybody
that.
has. Why your lawn turns brown,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Never cut your lawn again.
Yeah.
What just think
Whatever it
of
is.
the problems that people have. Build videos around them and make titles in a way that people might, if they do have problems with their lawn,
Yeah.
right? If you don't work in lawn care, you don't know how to solve a problem.
Yeah. Why your grass in your yard will never turn green.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, for the
Yeah.
ones that are
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of like that brownish
Make your grass.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody. There's always one house in the neighborhood
Yeah.
that dude.
Yeah.
Right. So the brown grass.
Yeah.
And the parents are like, stay away from that dude's house.
Yeah. And it's like, why? Because he has brown grass? That's
Right.
stupid. Yeah.
No, because he doesn't
Yeah.
have floorboards, and like 5 kids have ended up missing. And like
so good.
5 children have been missing that
Yeah,
year.
it's like, no, it has nothing to do with the grass.
It's nothing to do with
I
grass,
know.
kids. Right.
It's like,
Just-
parents, you're so dumb. Why? Well, no, it's not the grass. You
Right.
idiot.
Yeah.
Stupid kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
That's
puts-
funny.
Yeah. He puts stuff in the apples on Halloween, right?
The J Vlog says they've been on
Hey.
YouTube for 2 years. Says, what is happening with YouTube? They changed the mobile streaming to 1,000 subscribers. Wasn't like that last year. And now I searched for a channel I'm sub to, and it did not show up in the search results. Strained days and getting more difficult every day. So here's the thing:
What's up, Andy Marshall?
is they are always going to change features. That's how it is, right? They're always going to be changing features. That's part of the game. Anything that you do. If you drive, there's a really good chance that wherever it is that you drive, from time to time, they will increase, or they have, to where they'll increase the speed limit on the expressway,
What was
for
the question?
example. I don't know.
What was the question?
Yeah,
that he
I'm
asked?
just kidding.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just kidding. I was hoping you were going to play off of that, but it just failed miserably.
Yeah.
What is happening with YouTube? They changed the mobile
I
streaming.
let you fall on that. One.
And now I know I'm like,
You're going down.
yeah, and now I search for a channel and I sub to, and it doesn't show up in the search results. Strained days and getting more difficult every day. So, so in terms of it getting more difficult every day, the only reason it's getting more difficult every day is because of people either not understanding the rules, not playing by the rules, or refusing to play by the rules because they think that on a technicality they'll be able to get around it, which they can't. At least if they have, then they're not always going to be able to, or. It's just because they're changing things for the sake of trying to make the platform better or safer for people. So in terms of the 1,000 subscriber live streaming thing, you can still do it on a desktop. You can still stream. It's just mobile. It's just mobile. Whoa. It's just mobile content creators that you can't do that on. But it's always going to change. Like if you're on the platform, get used to it. It's always going to change. It's changed from from the jump. Like they're always making changes. So it's just part of the gig, unfortunately. I can hear that, D.
No way.
Yeah.
Travis just straight up made us a custom.
Oh, he made a custom one?
Yes.
Nice.
Travis made us a custom sound.
Nice. I think that's what Jen's doing too, so we'll have to alternate them.
Wow.
Just Ask Char says they've been on YouTube for 3 months, says I'm an advice channel of any topics. What YouTube communities can I reach out to besides relationship advice channels to help with my channel growth? So if you're doing advice on just any topics, then in that case, any channel that does any types of advice would be your avenue for, you know, people that you're going to collaborate with. Now, in terms of besides relationship advice to help with your channel growth, like if you're looking out to YouTube communities to help with your channel growth, then I don't think that you're actually looking for collaboration. You're just looking for people to like subscribe to your channel, which is like a totally different thing. Because in that case, then you have to basically look at each video as the thing that you share, and you're probably going to be a little bit limited in that result. But in that case, I would just hammer Reddit with that personally. Like
there you go with the hammer again.
Yeah, no, right? The shirt. Right?
Oh, it's hammering.
Yeah,
day.
come on, man. Yeah, come on.
I can't believe I just picked up on that. So you put on a hammer shirt and you think it's okay to hammer horses and Reddit?
Right. Yeah, see, I'm theming things out here for Doug, right? See?
A little violent over there today.
But
Family
yeah,
friendly.
like the you know, YouTube communities, if you're talking about like other people on the internet in general that you're trying to share your content with in that particular case, then I would go with Reddit and just look at each video as its own little thing. But I think that just general random advice, I think that you're going to be limiting yourself in some capacity there, maybe not. But I think that you know, like for example, if I watched your channel and you are giving advice on, you know, how to live stream, and then I watched your channel, the next upload that you have got presented to me, and it's about how to fix your relationship, then that particular one, I would be like, that's not what I subscribe to this channel for. Don't care. I'm out of here type of thing. Yeah. So like I would try to, if you're going to be doing advice on just random stuff, I would at least try to umbrella it and kind of reel in the actual topics that you are giving advice on, so that you are serving a specific group of people that have a specific set of problems. Right, D?
Hey, Kai. Yeah, right, man.
So next up, we've got Paulico says... It's not about mobile. Says, any tips for getting subscribers for gaming tutorial channel? It's hard to give continuing value. Same exact thing applies, right? So in terms of, you know, getting more subscribers for a gaming tutorial channel, then what you have to do, you're a gaming tutorial channel. So literally every video that you upload, there's value attached to it, because if it's a tutorial and you're showing people how to do stuff, that's the value. Like you're already winning there. So in terms of getting more subscribers for that channel, you're gonna have to make more videos, right? You're gonna have to make more videos. You're gonna have to keep putting out content that is stuff that is solving problems for gamers. I'm actually gonna look at your channel here real quick and see what it is that you are doing here.
Hey, thank you, Stacy Little. Dropped a $2 super chat.
Thanks, Stacy. We appreciate that.
Yep.
So yeah, so like, you know, like in your case, you know, like one thing is I would work on titles. Looking at your channel right now, I would work on your titles because, yeah, I would start with your titles and then build out from there. But in terms of the actual value that you're bringing, to answer your question, you know, just because you are a tutorial channel, a tutorial channel in its nature is bringing value with every single video that you upload. Right, D?
Value, man. It's all about the value. You know, anytime somebody says, hey, how can I grow my channel? I mean, if you are able to solve problems, to empower people, to inspire people to solve their problems, to teach them how to do things, like if you're in any sort of a niche where you can do those things, you will eventually win if you learn how to do all the right things. You learn how to do your titles, your thumbnails, make good videos. Like you learn how to do those things and just keep making content. Eventually, when your content library is big enough and you've built those skills, eventually you are going to win.
Boom.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
You're helping. If you're helping people in any capacity, you're going to win eventually.
Yep.
It might take a while.
Right. Jen Neal says they've been on YouTube for a year and a half. Says, I get these spikes when I put out a video. Can you tell me, should I keep the tags to start to rank and add new ones, or what should I do with my videos that are getting views? My recent upload got 1.2 thousand views in 24 hours. Is there anything else that I should be doing once the video hits, besides engaging with my viewers? I feel like I get a decent spike and then it falls off. I'm not even sure what that is. Bid. Yeah, I'm not sure. But basically, I'm using TubeBuddy research tools. That's what that is. Okay, so basically, what you want to do is, of course, when you are trying to rank the video for something, in that particular case, then of course, if you have tags that are also pulling in traffic already, then you can add those tags and all of that to the video. But at the end of the day, like if you're getting a video and it's getting like 1.2 thousand views in the first 24 hours, you're definitely off to the right start there, and you're optimizing your videos in a way to where you're actually able to bring attention to those videos, so you're doing the right thing. So one thing I want to bring to your attention is that when it comes to tags themselves, like, just adding a tag, for example, like it's not going to make a huge difference in what's happening with your video, right? So, I mean, you want to do those things, but like just adding like one tag because, this particular tool says to add that tag, that one thing isn't going to like all of a sudden make the video do fantastic. It's the whole package, right? So instead of getting focused on, well, I just gotta make sure that my tags are perfect. Like instead of just getting focused on that, think, okay, thumbnail, title, video content itself, description, tags, right? Like I gotta think of the whole entire package, and then within that package, you also got to think, hey, am I encouraging people to subscribe? Am I making it easy for people to like? Am I making it easy for people to comment, and so on? So it comes down to the whole package, not just the tags, as an example. I've said as an example a lot today.
You have.
I need to slow that down. I need to slow my roll on the example word.
I lost the name. I'm actually looking for it in the chat right now. When we were talking about adding value, and man, I apologize. I think it was Adam, but the chat's moving really fast and it's hard to grab them. But I believe Adam said that it's easier said than done toward for adding value and helping people and that sort of thing. It depends on what kind of type of content that you're making. If you're wanting to be a gamer, you're going to have to find a different way to do it. But I'm saying if you're in a niche where you can do that sort of thing, then that's where you win.
Yeah.
But it's not easy. I mean, none of this is easy.
Mm-hmm. Nothing's easy.
Yeah, none of this stuff is easy.
Yeah, it's like if you're doing something,
and
especially
it takes thought. You got to think about how I can do it. What's the content strategy? I mean, somebody might be looking at this and say, "Man, this is really hard to do." When in reality, it's not hard to do. You've just lacked the skill to see it, or lacked the skill to accomplish that certain goal. That you'll build that skill,
right?
And eventually, things. When people say, "Hey, I don't know how to come up with YouTube ideas," or "I'm stuck on ideas." Ideas are like the easiest. Millions of ideas. The ideas on YouTube, I don't care what your niche is, it's absolutely endless. You just have to learn
how to find them.
You just got to learn, right? You've got to train your brain to learn how to find those things. But then once you find it, you're like, oh, I can't believe I ever struggled with ideas.
Yeah.
So that's how all this stuff works.
It is. Yeah. Christina says the only thing that's easy is quitting.
Oh, so Adam says, I add value. I mean the other things, thumbnails, titles, tags. There's a long learning curve. Yeah, exactly.
It is. There's absolutely a long learning curve, and that's part of the thing. That's just like saying, okay, D, you're a musician. You know how to play like 1,000 instruments. So like when you first start playing an instrument, it's 6,000. I mean, who's counting, right? Yeah. Details. But like like when you first start playing an instrument, it's not like, oh, hey, guess what? All of a sudden, like I'm going to start playing an instrument this morning. By tonight, I'm going to
Jimi Hendrix.
Right. It's like a long time in order to
Adam,
get going. You have to develop the skills.
Every single
what skills are required to be a musician?
Oh,
let's break it down.
Pick the instrument. I mean, it's endless.
So let's say somebody wants to play a guitar, right?
Okay.
So I just want to compare this to making videos for
and
YouTube.
I'm probably going to leave out some, but
sure.
like first of all, you got to be able to hear. Like, let's just take reading aside, reading music. Let's just say you want to learn by ear.
That's another skill.
That's another skill.
Reading music.
Most people pick up an instrument, like a stringed like guitar or something like that. They start playing by ear.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have the ear to hear it in the first place. You got to be able to hear, okay, what am I listening to, and how can I find that sound on the guitar? Then you got to learn the chords. You got to learn the scales, and that comes through repetition. Muscle memory, right? The more you do things like martial arts, right? The better you get at martial arts. They don't even have to think about stuff. It's muscle memory. Same thing with your fingers. Like if you're a guitar player, you hear it, muscle memory. You know where it's at on the neck of the guitar, and you can play it. Hours and hours and years and years and years and years of practice, you get really good at it. But you don't. I don't throw you a guitar and you're Yngwie Malmsteen.
Right.
Playing at a concert somewhere.
So we've got reading music. We've got the muscle memory. We've got.
You gotta have a good ear. You gotta learn the chords. You gotta learn the scales.
Scales.
You gotta learn how to tune your guitar.
Right.
You gotta learn how to put strings on your guitar. You gotta learn how to get the right sound on your amp. I mean, there's just tons of things that you've got to do. And that there's pedals,
and it probably changes also. Like, okay, if you're making like heavy metal music versus if you're a jazz guitarist,
sure,
then there's like a whole other different things that you learn.
It's endless. It's absolutely endless.
So the reason I wanted to put a highlight on that is because this is the same thing in terms of like
right. Are you playing air guitar or real guitar? Right.
Right. But in terms of just saying, hey, like I got to develop these skills in order to make this stuff work. That's what I was saying before in terms of like some people come onto YouTube and it seems like, hey, they're just rocking right out of the gate, but it seems that way because they typically have skills that they bring to the table with them.
Yeah, like before I opened my channel, I had another channel that I tested on. I've got like 500 subscribers on that channel. I've stopped uploading to it, but I built the channel because I wanted to learn how to write titles. I wanted to learn how to write descriptions and do all the SEO. I wanted to learn how to make good thumbnails. I wanted to dig in there because I didn't want to screw up the channel that I was going to put so much importance on. So I started with another channel. I uploaded, I don't know, 15 videos, 20 videos to it. And I just wanted to learn the process. And once it started to click, and once like, okay, I do this type of thumbnail, I get more clicks on it. I understand how this stuff works. Then I felt confident enough to move to my other channel. But it was a process. You got to learn the stuff. I've been using Photoshop since it came out.
Yep. Since it was Photoshop.
Since it was yeah. Since like day one, Photoshop, right? Yeah. Like
El Jefe. What's up, man? Costume CEO, what's up?
Hey, Heidi. Like all of these things, like the video editors. Like if you sit down, if you don't know how to video edit, or if you're just getting started,
it looks like wizardry.
Yeah, like if you sit down next to somebody who's good at it, and they're just like, same with Photoshop. Yeah, right. It's like, wow, are you a wizard?
Right.
But like if you
yes,
I am. Yeah. Right. Yes, I am. But if you do, if you
warlock,
do that,
but whatever.
But who's tomato. But if you do that for 5 years or however long you do it, how many hours of time do you put in? You get good at it.
Yeah.
Everything. Athletes, same thing.
Right.
You study for good grades.
Yeah. All the way around.
You want to run faster? You practice on how to run faster. Right. You want to lose weight?
And it's going to hurt. It's going to burn.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. Same thing, man. We all start at 0.
The Creeper Head that has been on YouTube for almost a year.
We also just hammered a horse there.
Yep. Says we're gonna have to have like a horse pillow made.
Right.
Yeah. It's a little hammer that comes with it.
Yeah.
So they've been on YouTube here for almost a year. They make videos.
That drops.
Their
right
device
here.
is Android. Is a Android Samsung Galaxy S7.
Okay.
Says I've been growing slowly, but I'm in need of getting views. My channel offers gaming, tutorials, reviews, and reactions. It's a weird channel, I know, but it's fun. I use the keywords from search, all the basics, and try my best with my thumbnails and titles. I've also started experimenting with thumbnails. I'd like you guys professional suggestions on what could be fixed. I'm not asking for a channel review, but if you want to look at my latest couple of thumbnails, it's fine. But if you don't, but I'll take any answer. Have a great day.
The Rewired
you have a great day
Soul,
also.
what's up, dude? Nice
hey, what's up, man?
Nice
to see you in here. Nice seeing you at VidCon also.
Oh, I didn't see him at VidCon.
You didn't see him at VidCon?
No.
Yeah, he's at VidCon. Got to hang out just briefly.
If I did, I blacked it out. I don't remember half of that trip.
So Creeper Man,
exhausted on that trip.
So Creeper Man. So I'm looking at your thumbnails right now because that's what you asked. So I'm looking at your thumbnails. No, it's okay.
Okay.
So I'm looking at your thumbnails right now, and one thing that I can tell you is that I'm not your target audience. And since I'm not your target audience, if I tell you, hey, your thumbnail, needs to be this, that, or the other thing, because best practice wise, in terms of things easy to read, focusing people on images, stuff like that, you're doing all that fine. But in terms of, saying, would I click on this particular thumbnail? I can't tell you that because I don't watch this type of content. So because of that, I can't say, this is good or bad. But what I can tell you is that TubeBuddy has the A/B testing tool to where you can actually compare thumbnails against each other, and that's how you're going to find out how to make better thumbnails. In terms of your actual titles, you definitely need work on your titles. So because of that, go through the YouTube Creator Academy. They have a special section called Search and Discovery. Go through that specific section. Go through the whole thing, but go through that specific section, and I've got a link to that in the description. It's 100% free, given by YouTube. But go through the Search and Discovery section, because just that section alone is going to give you some insight on how you can make better titles and just how you can work on, putting that front end stuff out there that people will respond to better.
So there was a message in the chat right now that got deleted. I'm going to cover this here. So NSD Live IT says, I'm having to do everything on a mobile, which is kind of hard with YouTube upping the subscribers to do mobile streaming, and it's hard to keep up. Yeah, so this is no joke. So YouTube, and I don't even know if they're doing it on purpose. I don't think they're doing it on purpose to be malicious. I just think they're not thinking about all the changes that they're making. Like they're cutting off certain browsers to access their analytics going into desktop mode. Like I think they're by mistake kind of making it harder for mobile creators. But if you're wanting to live stream, I have a video on my channel where I show you how to live stream if you have under 1,000 subscribers. If you don't know about my channel, there's a link to my channel down in the description below. And there's a great app for you to use with that called Prism Studio. And if that doesn't work for you, check out Streamlabs. Both of those will allow you to stream with under 1,000 subscribers.
Streamlabs Mobile.
Streamlabs Mobile, yes.
Adam's Exploit says, thank you for all your tips, D and Nick. You rock. Thank you, Adam, for the super chat. We appreciate it. You rock as well.
Tassie, if you come to VidCon next year, that would be really cool. Yeah.
Leonite Gaming, 2 to 3 videos because they're still studying. That's a good grind. Studying plus 2 to 3 videos. Only 3 months they've been on YouTube, so welcome to YouTube.
Welcome to
They're
YouTube.
using an Android. Samsung says, what are the best video editing apps or advice that you guys can offer? So video editing apps,
Power,
take it.
For Android,
Yeah.
the best, you've got KineMaster and you've got Power Director. Those are the best. You ask for the best, you want the best. If you want to take it a tier down, you can look at Filmora Go. You can look at Vlogit. You can look at InShot. But if you want the best, the most powerful, the most options, Power Director and KineMaster.
Now, Vlogit, that's the one where you can actually talk into it and it automatically cuts the middle out, right?
No.
What's that one?
totally
Vlog
different-
Easy? Is that what that is?
Yeah, but I'm not sure if that one's ready to go out
Oh,
yet.
okay.
I know they're doing a lot of updates on there.
Oh,
working
okay,
out some-
okay.
I'll have a video on that one. That one's like completely. I'm curious, those of you who are mobile creators in here, or if you do, if you edit on your phone, if you shoot on your phone, tell me what editing app you're currently using. Just type that into the chat right now.
Yeah, good.
Charming
I'd love
Guru,
to see
yeah, man.
that
Power
too.
Director's good. I would choose KineMaster over Power Director, but they're both really good. But the thing is, you got to learn how to use them.
Turtle Creativity iMovie is iPhone only,
Yeah,
to my
iOS.
understanding.
No, they're telling me what apps they're using for. Remember, I just asked.
Oh,
the
that's
question.
right.
Come on, stop
Okay.
hammering
Yep,
horses over there. Let's go.
Yep.
Wow, so we got a good mix in here, and there's a lot of people. Hey, Rob, how's it going? There's a lot of people doing stuff on their phone.
All right. Yeah, good.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. Look at all that. Mobile user, KineMaster, see Power Director, Vlogit. Okay,
Yeah, you know,
good.
something to keep in mind is all of these apps, just like the thumbnail makers and the software on your computer, like these are tools.
Yeah.
TubeBuddy's a tool. Like, I can give you a hammer, but it doesn't mean you can build a house.
I love it.
See?
That was beautiful.
You
See
see?
how he just brought that back in? That was beautiful.
I just came right back around.
He's finally on board.
I can
I've been
give you a
working.
hammer, but
hold
that
on. How
doesn't
long
mean-
did that take?
1 hour and 19 minutes and 58 seconds.
There it was. Fantastic. That was great.
You still got to learn how to build a house.
Yeah.
But these are all tools that help you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Brought that right back around.
That was
You
beautiful.
See that?
That was glorious.
Hammer
Almost
time.
brought it. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
We
That's
grew up
great.
so fast.
That's great.
don't
I
we?
know. Sanoski Sagara
I'm like turning
says,
into dust over here. What am I talking about? I'm growing up so fast. I'm not gonna make it, but maybe what? I got 30 more years left. Max? What do you got?
The question is, can you please explain the importance of stats on TubeBuddy? What is more
Nick, yes,
important?
how's it going, brother?
What is more important from top to bottom? Search volume, competition, and optimization. Absolutely. Not only can I explain it, but I'm actually going to. I'll give you a quick rundown.
Awesome.
And we'll actually.
Thank you, Travis.
We'll
So
actually pull it
Travis
up.
says he got the sound effects on Epidemic,
Okay.
and then he did the custom stuff.
Okay.
So awesome. I'm gonna see if I can load those in.
Yeah. Go for it.
All right.
So you can load that in while I'm doing this.
Yeah. Go.
Okay. So let me pull up my screen.
Here we go.
You got it.
It's about on. It's almost.
Wait, is my screen up?
It's on you right now. Look.
No, my computer.
Do you want to be on there?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on right now.
Okay, there we go.
Go.
Okay, so to answer your question, I'm going to take you on a quick walkthrough on this. But basically, like the idea here is, let's see here. Let's do like how to cook a cake because that's my thing.
There we go.
So if we look for how to cook a cake, right? What this is telling me here is, and this is weighted towards me, right? If it's unweighted, then, my ranking's actually a little bit better because, they don't know the type of content I'm making on my channel, but weighted, this is actually looking at the type of content that I make on my channel, the stuff that, is relevant to my type of content. But here we got like how to cook a cake, and you can see that this is weighted poorly. It's a 4 out of 100. So for me, I would say this is a video that I definitely do not want to make on my channel, right? But if we go into something like YouTube, let's just start typing something in here. YouTube helps tricks. I've never made a video about that or anything like that. However, apparently, if I spell it incorrectly, it looks like very good is my ranking. So what this tells me here is that, according to this, that this would, be a relatively good video for me to make based on the type of content that I have on my channel, because this is weighted again towards me. Now here, in terms of the search volume, to break this down for you real quick, but basically, and for anybody that's watching this that doesn't know what this is TubeBuddy. I've got a link to it in the description. They're actually the sponsor of this show today. But basically, I have the search volume right here. What, D?
I just need to, here, I'm going to pull this off a second.
Okay.
I just want to talk about the importance of getting to know people. And like you were talking before about getting to know other YouTubers.
Yeah.
This is how much we trust Travis MCP. He sends me one video file. I listen to it. I'm like, that's dope. Then he sends me others. I'm not even listening to them. I'm just putting them in. And we're just going to hit play.
That's probably not a good idea.
Come on. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, right? Counting on you, Travis.
That's what I'm saying, Travis, man.
Yeah.
We trust you, brother.
But remember, he works with the other guys. So don't do that, actually. Yeah, don't do that, actually. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. Yeah, they're like, hey, send them this, send them this.
I'm just playing, man. I just thought that was funny. I was like loading these in, and I was like, I should probably listen to these first, just to make sure he didn't send one as a joke.
So back on this, we've got so search volume up here, and this is like the general.
Man.
This is like just a general gauge on like how much people are searching for this. So if it's down here in the red, that means not a lot of people are searching for it. If it's up in the green, that means that that there's a high search volume for it. For the competition, this is also weighted to my channel, but this basically tells me, like with my competition, like, do I have a good chance to actually squeeze in on this? If the answer is yes, then it's going to be closer to the green. Optimization strength, this also tells me that because of this, that basically, and just so you know, they've got like little tooltips, for example, that you can just hover over that will give you all this information too. But basically, like with the optimization strength, this also tells me that if I optimize my video properly, let me get that off there, that if I optimize my video properly, that I'm probably going to beat out the other people for that particular result, because they're not optimized for that specific phrase the way that I am actually looking for it, right? So because of that, that's what that specific information is there. So I hopefully that answered your question. Now, if let's say that I was just going for like YouTube help, for example, just to show you some other things with this really quick before we move on. So like in this situation, just like YouTube help in general. So in this one here, like that one, I'm just kind of like fair. However, if I go to like if I go over here, then this shows me like different ways that people are searching for stuff. So like the YouTube help side, there's not a lot of great suggestions there for me. But if I went for like YouTube tips as an example, in this particular one, then, you can see it gives me additional ideas like YouTube tips for beginners, YouTube tips and tricks, YouTube tips to grow your channel, to where I can say, oh, well, let me check on YouTube tips to grow your channel. And then bam, wow, hey, look, I got a little bit better score on that one. And then they give you down here in the bottom, they give you historically, in terms of like, since you've opened this up, like what are some of the terms that you've looked for? So if you're like, you know what, let me go back to some of these other ones, then you can just back it up down here to go and look for some of the other options. So in a nutshell, that is what that's what the Keyword Explorer is, and that's how it actually works to answer your question in terms of the search volume, competition, and the optimization. So hopefully that answered your question about that, and then we will get into the next question here. So next question is from Conjuring Rock. Conjuring Rock. Let me change this scene here real quick to something else. Let's go to that. So Conjuring Rock says they upload every other week. Does anything negative happen in the algorithm if I change my title, description, or thumbnail after the video has been posted? So when it comes to that, so here's the thing. Negative or positive will be dependent on how people respond to the change that you made. So it's not necessarily like, hey, if I change my description, all of a sudden, the algorithm's just going to skyrocket my video. It still comes down to how people are responding to your videos. So
Organized Soprano, what's up?
What's up? So it's not that necessarily doing that is going to like tank anything per se, but it's also, not going to make a humongous difference if you go in and you make like, if you make an update to your description as an example. The title, on the other hand, that one's a little bit different. So is the thumbnail. And the reason those are different is because those are like heavily weighted in terms of the importance of them, in terms of, how people respond to them, and in terms of YouTube also identifying what the video itself is about. So because of that, making changes to the title and thumbnail, those can cause big wins or losses on your video, because Like those are the first things that people see. So you get that response right out of the gate when you start making those changes. But by changing your title, as an example, like if you were to change your title, your description, and your tags, then you're also kind of like reframing what that video is about as a whole, as well, which can also cause things to, move around a little bit. But thumbnails by themselves can make a huge difference. So, like, for example, if you're like, hey, this thumbnail is just not performing well, and you look into your stats and you're like, hey, I got a low CTR in this, or like, let me rephrase that. It's not that you have a low CTR, it's that your impressions are low. If the impressions are low, then go in and change that thumbnail. But having the low CTR isn't necessarily a horrible thing, because in a lot of cases, that just means YouTube's actually pushing your video out to more people that aren't qualified to see it. But the impressions, if it's not getting any impressions, then you want to go in and update that.
Did you see the two super chats that came in?
I did not.
Okay, there's two of them.
Okay, let me.
DA Aponte family. And another one from Stacy. Thank you so much.
Stacy Little, thank you for that one as well. And as I scroll up here, DA Aponte family says, Nick, thanks to your videos, we reach 105 subscribers. Congratulations on that. That's the very tip of the iceberg. So congratulations on that. You just crossed that first big milestone. Now, keep on trucking, keep on doing what you did to get that 100. Christina says that I wish that someone would become a channel member so we can hear the sound effect.
Yeah. I hope it's not too loud.
Did you load it?
Yeah.
Already? Oh, okay.
I got one of them. Yeah.
The Grumpy Ogre says that they're on an iPhone. Says, I've been out for about 2 months due to computer issues. I have been unable to edit. Just got the computer fixed. How do you think I should start the next video? Explanation of the issue or just apologize to my subscribers? Neither. Because what you're doing in that situation is when you put out that video, you're wasting people's time by trying to explain what it is that's going on. So just make an awesome video. If you make an awesome video, then have that conversation in your comments, because people are going to say things like, oh, hey, it's great to have you back, or, hey, I missed your video, or, whatever it happens to be. But don't go in and
hey, Ed, what's up, man? Flash in your pan.
Hey, what's up, Ed? But don't go in and like apologize. Hey, sorry, it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. Don't waste people's time with that, because that's not what they're there for. And that is only going to be relevant to your subscribers. It's not going to be relevant to any new viewers that are coming in.
Right.
So because of that, just make an awesome piece of content. Don't waste the time with being, apologetic and all that. Just make an awesome piece of content. And by making that awesome piece of content, then you're basically saying, hey, I'm back in business. I'm back into, making videos for you. I'm back into doing this whole thing. Right. And that by itself tells people that you are back on board. So yeah, I would not apologize. I would not explain the situation. If somebody mentions it in the comments, have that conversation there, but don't interrupt your video content to apologize.
You ready? Here we go.
Did somebody just join?
Yep. New channel member.
Alpha Mindset.
Here we go. Let me know if it's loud enough.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
That's good. That's really good.
Travis.
Really good.
Thumbs up, everybody?
Yeah, thumbs up. Does everybody like that? That's good.
Travis MCP.
Doug,
made that.
thank you.
We're going to play it one more time. Just
that
because
was good.
Yeah,
that was super good.
We're going to roll that one more time.
That was so good.
Just because that was, I cut it off early, right?
Yeah, that was good.
Here we go.
All right.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
Does it fade? Oh, glory. Oh, that's so good. Wow.
How good
high five
is that?
Fist bump.
Travis,
wow.
Travis, I'm going to buy you a big chocolate sundae at Vid Summit, my friend.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
We're
about.
We're going to eat some ice cream.
Might even get him a milkshake.
Whoa.
Like a big milkshake.
Whoa. I'm not going. No milkshake.
Yeah, I'll do the milkshake. I'll do the milkshake.
There you go.
Yeah, so deal gets you Sunday. I owe you a milkshake. Unless you want another Sunday, of course. That's awesome.
So good.
That's so cool.
Travis, man, that is awesome. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, so
Much
thank you,
appreciated.
Alpha Mindset. So one, very first, thank you for giving us the ability to do that.
Yes.
Two, also make sure that when you are done with this stream, next time you're on Facebook, just look for Nimminati VIP and fill out the information there, because I verify everybody on the way in, and make sure that you join the Facebook group as well. That was awesome. That's so good.
Right?
Play it one more time just for the sake of doing it.
One more time?
Yep.
Here we go.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
That's so good. That's awesome. Wow.
I feel like we should be in like dark cloaky robes.
Yeah.
Like
That's
Jedi robes.
I do too. Yeah, that's good.
Like Jedi robes, right?
Yep. Christina says that my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Yep, it does.
It does.
Yep.
So does mine.
So does his. Oddly. Yeah.
Who knew? Right?
Ija Live says, I posted yesterday. Don't really post that often, but I'm getting back into it. That's cool. Says, I'm very random and weird and funny. You're a human being. We all are.
Yep.
Says,
That's
and I
good.
have.
That's an asset.
It's a good start.
Yep.
Says, and I've been thinking about just posting small little random videos. And I posted a video yesterday, and after only 34 minutes, it was over 100. Is that a good start for a video or question mark?
Two buddies in the house.
So it all depends. Two buddy in the house. What is up, Two Buddy? The #1 browser plugin for YouTube content creators.
What's up, Two Buddy?
In the house. What's up, fellas?
Did
Nice to see you in here. Or ladies, depending on who's manning or womaning the thing there.
Manning or womaning?
Yep.
We're talking about milkshakes today.
Yeah, we're talking about milkshakes, bringing all the boys to the yard, and we brought the Two Buddies boys to the yard talking about milkshakes. See how that works?
Talking
it
about
just
milkshakes.
happened.
Two Buddy comes right in.
Yep, Two Buddies like, hey.
It's Phil.
Yep.
See?
Okay, Phil. Yep.
Talking
there we
about
go.
milkshakes, here he comes.
So fella. Yeah, singular. But yeah, in terms of the 100 videos being a good start or not, like if you are normally getting 50 videos, 100 or 50 views, 100 videos is a fantastic start. If you are used to getting 100,000 views, then 100 views isn't a good start. So it just all depends on where you're at. It depends on your perspective on what you think is good, what you think isn't, where your channel's at, the results that you've had in the past versus, that 100 views. So I wouldn't necessarily think of it as, is this a good start as a whole? I would think of it as, is this better than what I was doing before? Is this a better result than I previously got? Because ultimately, that's how you win, is you just keep saying and keep trying and keep developing the skills to keep pushing everything forward and saying, okay, well, is this better than what I did last time? Is this better than what I did last time? Did I spend a little bit more time understanding this better so that I could work on this particular part of it more, as an example? I did it again. As an example, man.
Pauline Newman.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to put a little sticker up here on the top.
Thanks for coming to hang out, Pauline Newman.
Hey, Pauline. Kane and Jazz says they've been on YouTube for 2 years. Is Two Buddy a better way to do thumbnails? Is the question. I think they might have seeded that one in there because it's odd that I've had two Buddy questions come in and then like all of a sudden they are. So maybe it was the milkshake, or maybe they were seeding questions.
It was the milkshake.
Yeah, I think it was the milkshake, actually.
Everybody knows Phil comes when the milkshakes come out.
I know, right? He's like, oh, what? Milkshakes?
What?
Milkshakes on Nimmin Live? I'm there. Yeah.
So
so
there's a super chat, by the way.
Okay. So in terms of if Two Buddy is a better way to do thumbnails, Two Buddy does have a Two Buddy builder in there. So if you are a Two Buddy user, they do have that Two Buddy user, or that thumb builder tool that you can use to make thumbnails. But more importantly, in my opinion, is the actual A/B testing feature inside of TubeBuddy, which the A/B part, that's just slang, or that's just lingo for comparing, right? So basically they have a feature that lets you actually compare thumbnails against each other, and it will actually tell you which places on YouTube people are responding to the thumbnails the most. It'll also compare your click-through rates on the original thumbnail and the variant thumbnail as well, so that you can get good, accurate information on how the people that YouTube is showing your content to are responding to your thumbnails and your titles.
I'm going to come in here and I got to do something
real
quick.
Go. Yeah, let's do it.
So Ryan Raymond on Twitter, he was feeling bad too because you were getting all the love.
Michael Fayer Jr.
Look at that.
Thank you
brother.
for the welcome new member. Oh, nice. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for the Twitter picture. Good.
Right? Look at that. Yep. That's a good one.
Good. Yep. All in there to D. Yep. I don't know.
Thank you, brother.
I don't know what I think about that, D, to be honest.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, thanks for including D.
Is there a new channel member?
Yeah, there is.
Here we go.
Yep.
Moment of silence.
Yes, do it.
Welcome to the Nimminati.
So good. So good. Travis nailed that. That's
right?
so good. Yeah, it's so good.
Right?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, so welcome, Michael. Make sure that you join the Facebook group. Just make sure that next time you're on Facebook, you just look for Nimminati VIP. Fill out the information because I verify everybody on the way in. That's so good.
Right?
Gosh, that's so good. It sounds so good.
Right?
Yeah. At least in headphones, it sounds great. I'll see what it sounds like on a phone later, but in headphones, man, that's great. Love it.
It sounds amazing. And hey, speaking of TubeBuddy, I got a little thing going on here. We're just going to watch this for a second. Creeping along. Look at that. Look at that. We're about to hit a milestone.
Close. Nice.
We're about to hit a milestone here.
Nice. We are. That's getting close.
Yeah.
It's getting close. I'm waiting for the 50, man. Why aren't you at 50 yet?
I'm working on it, man.
All right. Okay.
It'll be there soon.
All right. Okay.
Because I keep making videos like this one that doesn't get that like out of the gate surge.
It's got to come later.
That's why.
All right.
Because
okay.
I'm planting seeds for search.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay. Got it.
But when
Got
it
it.
comes, I will fly past 50.
There we go. There we go.
That's just how
I'm
it's going to
talking
be.
about. Just like you flew past 30 and
That's
40
right.
and 20.
That's
and
right.
He's like a rocket ship.
That's right.
Mr. Vicky
Rocket
says,
Man.
Rocket Man.
Write a song about it.
Hey, you should write a song about that. That'd be great. It's probably never been done before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So Mr. Vicky says, using TubeBuddy is 100% legit. Oh, come on.
Come
Another
on.
one?
Seeded.
Sure, they've seeded this.
Seeded this.
Pull up my screen just so I can show people that I'm not
Those-
actually, like, this is like legit. Like, this is, look.
This is milkshake trickery is what this is.
Yeah, look at that. So like that one came in. Yeah, let's see here if I go back. Like, this is legit, right? There's that one. So like they're literally coming in a row. That's hilarious. Okay, so to answer the question, using TubeBuddy is 100% legit. I heard some people got banned for using third-party support. Is it true? So here's the thing. Just like Dee was talking about earlier in terms of like, you know, building a house with a hammer, because now we get to reference a hammer again.
Speaking of hammers, Daniel Battel's in the house.
What's up, Daniel? Nice to see you in here.
The hammer himself.
Uh-huh.
Daniel the Hammer Battel, as we like to call him.
Uh-huh. When we're jumping off the ropes. Yep. Absolutely. So basically when it comes to that, like you're gonna see people on the internet saying that about like any of the different tools that they use. And the reason that you see that is because they've tried to abuse something in some way.
Yeah.
TubeBuddy is actually certified by YouTube. They are also inside of the YouTube service directory as well, and they are fine in terms of, you know, like as long as you're not abusing the tool. And what I mean by that is you're trying to game the system by going in and constantly changing stuff every day and all that stuff. You're going to be fine. But just like anything else, if you abuse it, then you know you are putting yourself at risk if you're doing anything black hat. And what I mean by black hat is basically illegal things with how you're doing it.
He means black hat.
Or a black hat. Yeah. Or but basically as long as you use it responsibly in terms of you use it like it's supposed to be used, or you use it like a normal person who's not trying to game the thing, then you'll be fine.
So this is a funny one from the chat. So Wanted Gaming says, and I got to cover this because this is good. Wanted Gaming says, Nick, why are you not flying past 500,000? Here's the thing.
Hey, man, I'm getting close.
In about 1.5 years, give or take, based on his trajectory, he's going to be at 1 million.
Yeah.
He's going to be at 1 million subscribers in about 1.5 years, give or take.
Yep.
So he's going to blow past 500,000.
Yep.
So put that down your throat.
That's right.
Take it down deep.
Uh-huh. Huh.
Got weird there.
Yeah, it did. It's a little uncomfortable.
Little
So the Urban Explorer says, hey, Nick, I'm not having in Travis.
Welcome
Yes, like, just play
to
that.
the Nimmin.
Right? That has two purposes, right? Channel members and when things just go south. Yeah. That's a recovery thing, like, hey, this is what you get here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So Neil says, let's see here. Nick, I'm not having Travis. What? Hold on. I'm not
Do you want me to read that?
have in Travis having all the voice light. D has my submission in his Discord, so he sent one too.
My what? Excuse me?
So he sent a submission for the
Who did?
for the Neil.
Oh, Neil. Oh,
Yeah.
you can't. You know what?
Yeah, he sent one.
You can't understand Neil when he speaks or writes. You
So
can't
good.
understand him. He's like,
So
you're.
good. Yeah, I'm guessing that happened on a phone. I'm guessing. I'm
Okay,
not
cool,
sure.
man. I'll check it out.
Yeah. So yeah, Daniel, you definitely came in the right time. Yeah, we've actually just been kind of like off the rails a little bit for quite some time now. I keep trying to pull it back in, but we just keep falling off the rails. Okay, so now we'll get back into the YouTube questions. So Alex Parker Bell says they've been on YouTube for 6 months. Welcome to YouTube. Still relatively new, so I'll still welcome you. Says, is it better to niche down further in a photography field where there are many more YouTubers and lose authority by admitting I'm a beginner and it's my journey, or try to keep my authority over the photography niche and just keep putting vids out? So if you are a beginner, by admitting that you're a beginner, I think that actually has value by itself, because when you're like, hey, look, I'm just like you. I'm in this situation as well where I'm trying to figure this stuff out. I think people will actually respect you for that. And I think that they'll be like, okay, hey, you know, he's a little bit farther along than I am. So he's able to still teach me stuff, but he's still learning as well. So not only is he going to teach me what he learns, but I'm going to be able to follow. I'm also going to be able to follow Alex on his journey to becoming a better photographer as well. So I think that, in my opinion, you should embrace being a beginner and you should be transparent about it and just let people know, because like on the authority side of things, like, of course, you know, there's perception and all of that good stuff. But at the end of the day, like, you'll become a stronger and better authority over time by actually letting people see that journey and just being open about it. Like, hey, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm having trouble doing with my camera right now. So today we're going to go and try to figure out how to make it work, or how to fix it, or how to make a photo look a certain way.
Right.
So let's go figure it out together. Right. I think that will create a deeper connection with the people that are watching your videos, instead of, you know, just being an authority of just making content, acting like you know everything, so to speak.
Pauline, behave.
What's
Pauline.
up, Pauline? Behave. Get yourself together. I don't know what's she doing.
She says D always says things that makes my mind go right to the gutter. I love it.
Yeah. Try hanging out with him all the time.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, hanging out with him all the time, you always have like 1 foot in the gutter.
Yeah.
Like always.
Always.
So the Viperian says they've been on YouTube for 2 weeks. Brand new. Welcome to YouTube. Hey, if you're new to YouTube, let us know. Just give us a hashtag new in the chat right now. I'd love to see, for anybody that's new here, I would love to see, you know, how many new content creators we have here.
A lot of new.
We got
Bring
a lot
it.
of new coming in.
Bring it.
Okay, we got some new. We've got old but new. Okay, not too many. Oh, no, here they are.
Here they come.
Yep, here they come. Whoa. Hot new, old fart, new. Okay. Yeah, so for you new content creators, you know, welcome to YouTube. Just as a heads up, a real thing that I want to get into here really quick before we get into this question is, you know, embrace the journey that you're on, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff to learn here, a lot of skills to develop, like we talked about earlier, if you're around for that. But there's like a lot of stuff that goes into doing this, and at times it can be overwhelming. But I just want to encourage you to, you know, fight through those times and figure out, you know, a way to make it work, because it's amazing. The content creators on YouTube are amazing. It's an amazing community, and just the act of putting up videos and getting that feedback from people and all that stuff, that's incredible. Like all the way around, like once you know, get to a certain point,
What's up,
it
Jay
starts
Littman?
getting really, really cool. So spend time developing the skills. Be patient, because it can be frustrating, especially when you're first getting started and you don't know how to do, you know, a lot of the stuff. Just hang in there, because it definitely gets awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so now to answer that question is, hey, Nick, what is the best free way to do an A/B test on a thumbnail? I'm not sure how to test multiple thumbnails for my videos. Help, please, thanks. So what you can do in that particular situation, you're going to have to manually do it. So if you're going to have to be really organized when you do this, but what you want to do is you just want to pop open a spreadsheet. You want to put a video title. You want to put the current click-through rate on whatever thumbnail it is that you currently have. And then you want to change your thumbnail, and you want to basically say, okay, this thumbnail's here from this day to this day. And then you want to make additional columns that would say, this is the new thumbnail, and this is the CTR on this particular thumbnail from the same, you know, time limit. And then you would basically compare what it is that you get between those two. And then you, of course, would flip the one back to make sure that everything's, you know, accurate, and even better if you can just kind of keep doing that a few times. But the thing is with that is that might tell you like what your click-through rate is, you know, like which one gets a higher click-through rate, which is good. But you can go deeper if you do use the A/B testing tool inside of TubeBuddy, because not only are they going to tell you what the click-through rate is, but they're going to give you a bunch of additional data in terms of, you know, like this is you know, like this one performs better in browse features. This one performs better in suggested. This one gets a lot more views or a lot less views in search. So in that situation, when you are armed with all of that additional data, you can say, okay, well, if I'm trying to rank this video in search so that I can get that long-term, you know, tail end traffic on this thing, then in that particular case, I'm going to look at that. And I'm going to say, okay, well, if I'm trying to rank this in search, this thumbnail is performing better in search, then this might be the thumbnail that I want to use in search, as long as it's getting a higher, you know, a higher click-through rate or whatever. But same exact thing on the homepage. If you're like, hey, I want to try to get on more homepages in that browse features, or hey, I'm trying to pull more suggested traffic, and in that situation,
Thank you, Heidi. Thanks for the picture.
And in that situation, she had both of us in there.
Yes.
But in that situation, what you are able to do is you're able to make like important decisions based on where those thumbnails are performing best, instead of just looking at the click-through rate or the impressions by themselves, as an example. And with that, also on the spreadsheet, you also want to put the impressions in there, because that's also an important part of testing as well. All right, Scrappy says, Tips to get to 1,000 subscribers. Make content on a regular basis. Make content that adds to people in some way. Make sure that your content is at least decent enough quality to where if people click on your video, they're not going to want to leave right away. In terms of like your audio is at least acceptable. The video quality is at least acceptable. And you also want to make sure that you are writing titles that will entice people to click. And you also want to make sure that you're making thumbnails that are also enticing people to click as well in order to get that first 1,000 subscribers. But a lot of it is really just going to come down to consistency and building up your skill sets in terms of making better videos, making better titles, making better thumbnails, because those are all separate skill sets with multiple skill sets involved in each one of those.
Lots of skill sets.
Yeah, lots of skill sets. Flash in your pan gives us M&M and Coffee Fund. Thank you for that. It is appreciated.
Thanks, Ed.
Yep. All right, next question here. And anybody asking questions, just to let you know, the place to ask your question is down in the description below. It's a form down there. You just go in, you fill out that form, and then it's going to pop up on my end. So right now, we've got a decent amount of responses in here, but there's still room to where you might be able to get your question answered if you get it in there now. But if you want your question answered, make sure that you put it in that form down in the description. It's how we keep things organized, because we can't just, like, it's hard with the chat moving around to really isolate, things. So this just helps keep us organized. Okay, so next question is, can you remove copyright music, replace or delete it without starting over the views? If your page is not monetized, could copyrighted music potentially drive views? No, never use copyrighted music in any way, shape, or form if you can avoid it. Regardless of anything else, it's not yours to use.
Never,
it's illegal for you to use it.
Never ever?
Never ever. Thanks in advance. I'm learning. That's why I watch. So this was from
we covered
Travel Squad. Yeah, Travel Squad. So you never want to use copyrighted material in any way, shape, or form, no matter what. But if you do have like a snippet or something like that gets to where you do get hit, like we were talking about earlier, you're walking by something when you're vlogging, it picks it up in the background, you get hit for that clip or for that part, then you can go out and you can cut that part out now. They've just updated everything to where you can go and you can cut that part out now, and then you can keep moving forward without having to worry about it.
Somebody said the forum is offering a TV stream. Are you getting
a what?
A TV stream on the forum?
A TV stream? What is that? I don't even know what that is.
Is the forum popping an ad?
No.
Okay. Yeah, clarify that, please. Marie Hartz?
PS Vlogs.
Okay.
Says, here, let me, can you go to the forum and see?
Yeah, I'll go check it out right now.
Okay. Yeah, there's a link in the description, D, in case you don't know.
Where can I find it?
So it's down in the description.
Where?
In the description, down below this video.
Can I just ask my question here now?
No, you got to put it in the form, D.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to put it in the form. Trying to upload 1 to 2 times per week. That's good. They are on an iPhone XR. How consistent should I upload videos, and how long should the videos be if I want to keep viewers watching? So the answer to that question is in something called your audience retention reports inside of YouTube. And in terms of like how much you should upload, that basically just comes down to how much you want to upload. But
holy cow, where is this thing?
It's down, man. Keep going down.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Whew. But in terms of how long the video should be, it depends on your ability to keep people watching. So if you can keep people watching your videos, then of course, making the videos, a little bit longer is going to get you more watch time on YouTube, and that's more time on platform, which, is good for you. If you go into your audience retention and you're like, wait a minute, I have a 10-minute video, but people are only watching 2 minutes and then they're leaving. Like everybody's gone after like 2 minutes, or like 80% of the people are gone after 2 minutes, then in that particular case, that means
Owen Video is here.
Owen Video in the house.
Video is in the house.
Owen Video in the house. Wow, this is like a rare occurrence. Owen
so is
Andrew.
Again, Andrew Can is here, but Owen never comes in here.
Yeah, Andrew's in here every week. Welcome to the stream,
ladies
Andrew,
and gentlemen.
by
First
the way.
of all, I want
to. Owen Video's in the house.
Owen
wow,
Video.
This is like a whoa.
And I want to say, if you guys are not subscribed to Owen Video, you are missing out.
Yeah, you need to go over there right now. Subscribe to Owen's channel.
Owen Video. By the way, Owen, congratulations
for early.
Power of Video.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so rad. You're going to go speak there.
Yes.
And I can't wait to see you in October.
Yes. Likewise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew Can, what's up, man?
Yeah, nice to have you guys swinging by the stream. Yeah, it's a rare occurrence. Owen says that he woke up early.
Yeah.
Yeah, rare occurrence for them to swing into the stream. So welcome, fellas.
Yeah, Owen Video says, D says he's so handsome. Owen is the most handsome dude in the space.
He is.
Hands down.
He is. On the Clooney scale, he's like Clooney.
Well, there's nobody like Clooney.
Well, he's Clooney on the Clooney scale. So that would be Clooney minus 1. Yeah, it's Clooney minus 1. Yeah.
Clooney minus 1.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
better.
Yeah.
Because you can't be Clooney because there's only Clooney.
There's only Clooney.
There's
yeah,
only
so
Clooney.
he's Clooney minus 1.
Clooney
yeah,
minus
so whatever
1.
that math works out to be, yeah, it's Clooney
video.
minus 1. It's Owen video.
Owen Himsath is what it turned out to be. So,
yeah, so we're going to have to end up changing that eventually to the Owen Himsath scale.
The Himsath scale.
Yeah.
Right?
That's good.
So on the Himsath scale, he's a 10. On the Clooney scale, he's a 9. Depends on what scale you're looking at.
Yeah, depends,
right?
Yeah, it's all perspective, right? So,
Love you, Owen.
So how consistent should I upload videos, and how long should the videos be? So what I was saying before in terms of your audience retention, so if your videos are tanking to the point to where it's like, hey, I can only get people watching for like 2 minutes, then in that particular case,
Daniel says on the Baldwin scale, he's a Steven.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
nice.
That's good.
Good. But basically what you want to do is you want to use that audience retention report and say, hey, this is how people are responding to my content. So it's not doing me any good right now to make a 10-minute video if people are only watching for 2 minutes and they're leaving. So because of that, what you want to do is you want to use the data that you have to start making those decisions. So what you want to do is you want to say, okay, instead of putting out a 10-minute video that people only watch for 2 minutes, let me see if I can put out a 5 or 6 minute video and see how far I can get people to watch in that 5 or 6 minute video. And I'm just going to focus really hard on getting people to watch as much as that of those 5 or 6 minute videos as I can. And as you're able to start pulling people longer into those videos and you develop that skill, then at that point, then you can you can start expanding them if the video content itself is, if it's logical to make longer videos for the type of content that you make. So Andrew Cannon's in the house, and one thing that I want to mention is that we are going to VidCon Australia, and Andrew Cannon is also going to be at VidCon Australia. So looking forward to hang out with Andrew in Australia here at the end of September. Going to see Andrew before October. We're going to see Andrew in October. We're going to see Andrew in September. Going to see Andrew again in March for Social Media Marketing World.
That's a lot of can.
Yep, that's a lot of can. Absolutely
Yeah,
it is.
it is.
If Andrew can go to
You're right.
Australia, we
can.
can go to Australia too.
That's right.
Right?
Well, I don't know. You're actually blacklisted from Australia.
Well, I know,
so
but
it's going to be a little bit difficult to get you in.
I know.
Little-
But he can, so I can. Right?
Andrew can, right?
Yeah. He's blacklisted too. That's what I'm talking about. Average Guy Golf. We have to get visas for that, by the way.
So Pauline Newman says, I just picked up the women's Nimminati tee from Amazon. I can't wait to get it.
Nice.
Pauline,
thank you.
When you get that, please
Make sure you tweet it. Yeah.
email me the picture. Take like a nice wide shot, because what we're doing, we're collecting. By the way, any of you who have Nimminati merch, please take a selfie and send it to us.
Yeah.
We're building an Instagram page of all you guys in your merch, because we just think it's absolutely fantastic, and we thank you so much for supporting us.
Just wait until we get a big stock, and then we're gonna start dropping them in there.
Yes. We have a lot. Yeah. Well, thank you. Much love.
Yep. Average Guy Golf says, thank you for that, Pauline. Average Guy Golf says, I feel like I have a pretty good niche, and I really feel like I'm growing my skills fairly rapidly. Is there a way to get more content in front of more eyes without paying for it? I feel like, to get my content, I feel like my impressions are very low. So if your impressions are low, then what you need to do is you need to make better titles and thumbnails so that people will. So you need to make better titles, you need to make better thumbnails, and you need to keep people watching your videos for a longer period of time and engaging in your content so that YouTube will want to promote the content more. Because here's the thing, like just having a good video, for example, isn't really enough. Just having a good title, it can be enough if your video is okay, but just having like a good title isn't enough. Just having a good thumbnail isn't enough. I mean, those things will do a lot for you, but it's the whole process, right? And with that said, I mean, another thing is, you've only got like, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You only got 12 videos on your channel. So you got like, one way to get more eyeballs in your particular case is also making more content, because like right now with what you've developed over the course of making 12 videos, by the time you make 24, you're going to have additional skills that are going to help you get more views, right? So like what you're doing right now, because I'm looking at your channel, is you're doing like 5 tips for improve the pace of play for mid to high. I think that's going to say level something, which that's getting trunicated. Just be mindful of that, by the way. For high handicappers, okay. So what you want to do is you want to make sure in this particular case for this type of content, you want to make sure that you are making titles that people are actually looking for. So like with that one, like 5 tips to improve the play for mid through handicappers, whatever. So like in that case, instead of like just making those types of titles, like 3 mistakes to avoid for average golfers, like you might want to look at it and say, well, how are people actually searching for this stuff? So I can actually start targeting specific search terms in order to pull the traffic in from there, so that you can basically just get in front of more eyeballs. But again, it's still going to come down to just having a title on 3 mistakes to avoid for golfers. It's a good title, really good title. And like how to avoid it, great title. Yeah. But one thing, like if you look at your thumbnail, D, pull this up real quick. I just want to bring some attention on this one. Up. Okay.
It's on.
It's on. So like, okay, in this particular situation, right? So you have like 3 mistakes for average golfers and or 3 mistakes average golfers have to avoid. Okay. So in my opinion, I think this would be like 3 mistakes average golfers make and how to avoid them would be, you know, a good, another way of doing this that would also be good. But one thing that I would do is here you have like defeated by a golf course, golf courses, average guy golf. So you've got like all of this stuff on here, but I don't see anything related to any type of mistake or anything like that. I think that like when you're making your thumbnails, and I'm telling you this now, and the reason I wanted to pull this up on the screen is just because you're just getting started. So I want to make sure that you have this type of information. But one thing is, because you're not doing this in any type of like branded way or anything like that. So because of that, you want to make sure that you're really using the imagery that you have. So what you might want to do is you might want to show one of those mistakes, right? Or somebody getting ready to make a mistake as an example on the golf course, or like an example of one of the things that you talk about in your video, so that symbolically, or not symbolically, but visually, you're also showing people like, hey, this is something, and I would think of something like common, but it's like, hey, this is something that is, you know, like a common mistake that golfers make. It could even be like a position, like how they're standing or something like that, but something to where a golfer would see it and they would say, oh wait, am I standing wrong? Am I doing this wrong? Is my swing wrong? Am I holding my club? Is that what it is? Club? Golf club. Yeah. So am I holding?
It's a golf hammer.
A golf bat.
It's a golf hammer.
Am I holding my
golf hammer?
Am I holding? Am I holding my golf hammer wrong? Right. And that sort of thing. So just think with that imagery, like what can I do in order to basically make somebody say, oh, am I doing that wrong? As an example. So spend some time, right? Like when you're doing this stuff, like I know a lot of people will just, you know, they'll be like, hey, this is the title. This is what the video is about. I'm just going to make a quick thumb and get it up there because I got to publish today. But like, if you can take that time to sit back and say, okay, if somebody's looking for this type of video, sit back,
relax,
and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I will.
I was expecting you to say something else, but the thing is you want people to
welcome to the Nimminati.
You want people to
cutting it off before it got awkward.
So you want people to see that and just be like, you know, hey, like how can I, you know, how does this impact? Like no, sorry, that was a totally different direction because I got derailed again. But basically, what you want to do is you want to basically just sit back and you want to say, okay, is this clearly communicating what it is that I'm talking about in this video, or is this creating some type of curiosity for what it is that I'm talking about in the video, to where somebody would say like, oh, hey, am I doing that particular thing or whatever? Like those little nuances in your thumbnails can really make a big difference.
Hefe is dropping a 5. He says merch is not offered in Godzilla size, so here's my contribution to the VidCon Australia Fund.
Thank you.
Thank you,
we appreciate
Jeff.
that, man.
And just so you know, if you go to the YouTube Japan channel, you can get Godzilla size.
Yeah, you can.
Yep. Or just let you know.
Yeah, it covers an entire city. It's incredible. Right. It's really expensive though. Right, yeah. Really expensive. Right. But yeah, an entire city.
Right.
It'll cover New York, actually, parts of New York.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, we have to get visas for Australia, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, we can't just show up there. Technically, we can. Then we have to deal with it at the airport. But it's like $20 if we do it online, and it's like more expensive if we do it at the airport.
Can we use our diplomatic passports?
I don't think so. Not for this. I don't think.
Okay.
So Ryan and Raymond say, when using TubeBuddy, my primary keyword phrase says it has lots of search volume. However, looking at recent videos, i.e. the last month on YouTube, it seems I'm doing a fairly good job at capitalizing on the amount of views that can be gained for this keyword. Am I misunderstanding something on how this tool works? The phrase I use is merch by Amazon as a primary target. YouTube says it has a lot of search volume. However, looking at recent videos, the last month on YouTube, it seems that I'm doing a fairly good job of capitalizing on the amount of views that can be gained for this video. Okay, so what you're saying is that, as long as I'm understanding this right, and help correct me here if I'm wrong, D, but to my understanding, when I read this, it's basically...
Say it.
Okay.
Should I pull them up?
When using TubeBuddy, my primary keyword phrase says it has lots of search volume. So basically, they're going for merch by Amazon. TubeBuddy says that they have a lot of search volume, which makes sense.
Okay.
However, looking at recent videos over the last month on YouTube, it seems that I'm doing a fairly good job of capitalizing on the amount of views that can be gained for this keyword.
Okay.
Okay, so he's able to pull views from that keyword.
Okay.
And then says, am I misunderstanding with something with how the tool works? So basically, what you're saying is that you are using TubeBuddy to identify that you can pull traffic from that term, and
you are
pulling traffic from that term under the phrase merch by Amazon. So yeah, so like if you're pulling traffic for it, then absolutely, like it's you're using it properly if that's the situation.
That's what the Keyword Explorer tool will do, is it helps you identify those search phrases that do have large search volume.
Yes.
So if you targeted that large search volume and it's working, yeah, keep doing that.
Right.
Keep finding other phrases that are similar to that, and just
I can imagine that one's pretty competitive.
Yeah. But if they're ranking for that, that's good.
Gotcha Ocean Plays says they upload every week. Says how do I live on a phone and not a PC but on a phone? How do they go live on a phone and not a PC? D, this is all you. Take it.
You can go live on a phone with a couple of apps. Really, you can go live with the Prism Live app, or you can use the Streamlabs mobile app. You can also use Switcher Studio if you're an iOS user, or if you're trying to do reaction videos, you can also use something like Omelet Arcade. Do you record Mobizen? Omelet Arcade. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff like that on my channel. I got videos on that. Head on over, subscribe to my channel. I will walk you through that entire process. It's actually pretty easy.
Boom. Blue Eyed Tech says, "Hey Nick and D, what's up, Blue Eyed Tech?
Man? What's up?"
Says, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well also. I upload once a week, and my videos are less than 10 minutes long. Would uploading more frequently and/or longer videos help me get more views and subs, or would I just be along for more work for myself unnecessarily? Also, if you don't mind checking out my channel, let me know what you guys think. It'd be greatly appreciated. Okay,
I got to do this right here. Look at this.
You about to cross?
I got to share this because this is like.
Did it cross?
We're one away.
Okay.
We're one away. Keep talking. I'm just gonna mad eyeball this and hit that one.
Okay. So basically, with your time limit on your videos and your upload frequency, I think that if what you're doing is getting the results that you are after, then of course keep doing what it is that you're doing. In terms of making the videos longer, if you have a good ability to keep people watching for a reasonable amount of time, then in that particular case, if making your videos longer would be appropriate, sure. But in terms of making a video longer just for the sake of making a video longer, congratulations, D. It's another 1,000 in the can. Another 1K in the can.
50. Yep. 50. Here it comes.
50 on the way.
And Owen, yes, this is a Roger Wakefield hat.
It is. Repping Roger.
Rocking it.
Repping Roger today, and we're repping Doug. You might want to go in the wide shot for this one. Now, there we go. Also repping Doug Hewson YT today. That's our merch for the day.
Thank you, Dr. Sten. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Tassie. Thank you, Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Car Galaxy Studios. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, man. Thank all y'all.
All y'all
up in here.
Y'all.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So the question from Blue Eyed Tech is, okay, yeah, we got that one. Okay, so longer videos. Okay, we got that taken care of. Yeah, so basically use your audience retention reports to see how people are responding to your videos as a whole. You might want to spend more time right now if you're trying to, amplify things. You might want to spend more time, one, in your audience retention reports, also spending time like actually researching the topics that you're going to make. So that can make such a huge difference, just like knowing, like, hey, if I make this video, then this is something that people are looking for in mass, or this is something that, that especially because you're doing tech. So it's like, hey, these particular things are like really hot right now. So, I'm gonna make videos on these particular things. But I'm gonna try to find a way that, if everybody's using like a specific title of like a phone as an example, then it's like, okay, well, here's the phone, but what other ways are people looking for stuff about this phone? Are they looking for problems with it? Then it would be like, Samsung, whatever, problems, right? Or, why you shouldn't get a Samsung, whatever, or, whatever it happens to be. So what I would do is I would spend more time in that area if people are, if you're working on getting your retention up, spend more time in that area in terms of the research side of things, making sure that, you're making the right decisions for the actual content that you're putting out, because the topics that you cover do make a huge difference on how everything, performs. So because of that, you have to make sure that you are putting out the right topics for your audience, for, the people that are watching your videos that they're interested in. Next up. John McCullough, Photo Tips and Tech Reviews.
Thanks, Travis.
Says, is it okay to double my channel as a review channel and a vlog also? I can't keep buying headphones to review right now. So for the sake of at least once per week, I have to do some other things. Is that okay? So here's what I would do. If I was in a situation where I was reviewing headphones and I was vlogging.
Speak to El Jefe. First of all, if you're reviewing El Jefe, if you're reviewing El Jefe,
yep,
you need to speak to El Jefe.
Yeah.
If you're reviewing headphones, talk to El Jefe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he does that same thing.
He's growing his channel rapidly on headphones. So he's been through it.
So a couple things to bring to your attention. So if you can't keep buying headphones right now, one thing that you can do that's free is you can send emails. So one thing that you might want to try, one avenue, is to send emails to all these different companies to put yourself on their radar and let them know, hey, I'm doing reviews on headphones. Would love to, get your headphones in a video, right? So basically, just let them know that so you can get on the radar. In addition to that, in terms of answering your actual question, which is, can you mix vlogs in there? Sure, you can mix vlogs in there. But one thing that you have to think of is, if you are trying to, like, if you're reviewing headphones for a specific purpose, right? You're reviewing headphones because you're into headphones, or maybe you have some long game to where your long game is, hey, I want to have these headphone companies, sponsoring my stuff, doing brand deals with headphone companies and all that good stuff. Like, if that's your long game, then what I want you to think about is this. If your review content is headphones and then you start sprinkling in vlog content, well, if you have like a couple of vlogs that for whatever reason people really respond to those vlogs, but they don't really respond to the rest of them, then those particular two videos that people respond to at a high rate are going to be the main drivers of traffic to your channel. And if those are the main drivers of traffic to your channel, then your long game might get messed up, because it's bringing in people that aren't interested in headphones. They're interested in watching that particular kind of vlog, right? So because of that, you just have to think long term, from a positioning standpoint. Like, if I make vlogs, then how can I do vlogs in a way to where it would still serve what it is that I'm trying to accomplish with my YouTube channel? If you can do that, then in that particular case, then it would be a win. But if there's going to be a huge disconnect there, then I would just consider that and think, okay, well, yeah, I can upload vlogs on my channel. Yeah, they might do okay. Or if my vlogs do okay, I'm totally cool with scrapping the whole review thing and just going all in on vlogs. Like, if you are willing to do that, and if that, depending on how things work out on the vlog side, if you don't have a long game, or if it's not going to mess up your long game, then in that case, yeah, go for it. One thing that I would do, though, is I would still try to be in somewhat alignment. So maybe you talk about audio things. Maybe you talk about headphones just kind of here and there. In your vlogs, you always have headphones on, or, something like that, so that it's still, kind of in a weird way, kind of still in alignment with your content. Alpha Mindset says they've been making videos on YouTube for 2 years on 3 different channels. Nice. Okay. Would you suggest to have a website, blog, Instagram, Facebook, along with your YouTube channel to promote it? I would suggest having a website or blog for the sake of just being professional. I would also recommend that when it comes to Instagram and Facebook, that you just think to yourself, why am I having Instagram and Facebook? If it is for the sake of, hey, I like processing pictures, and I like I like Instagram as a platform, and I like interacting on Instagram, and I'm on there anyway. So, I might as well, mention my channel from time to time, or put a link to my channel in my description. In that case, then sure, go with Instagram. On Facebook, same exact thing. If it's like, hey, I'm there all the time anyway, I'm already, doing stuff on Facebook, so it's something that I can monitor and make sure that I'm active in, then in that case, then, Facebook might be a good fit for you as well, or instead of Instagram, depending on your habits. But in terms of like growing those for the sake of promoting your YouTube channel, an approach that I believe that you should take is, instead of growing it for the sake of promoting your YouTube channel, grow it for the sake of promoting it, right? Because basically, like with all of these different platforms, right? You have like YouTube. If you're trying to promote your YouTube channel, the best way to promote your YouTube channel is to learn how to make excellent thumbnails, excellent titles, and excellent videos, right? Because if you do that, then you're giving YouTube what it is that they want. And if you're giving YouTube what it is that they want, then they're gonna, they're gonna show your content to more people because you're keeping people on your videos. People are clicking on your videos when they're showing them to people and all that stuff. So you're basically giving YouTube, hey, this is what we want. You're giving it to them, right? And the people are already on YouTube, right? They're already there. They're already watching content on YouTube. So if you spend that time, instead of thinking, how can I promote this externally to bring people in? Like, the people are there. The people are here on YouTube already. So what you have to focus on there is, hey, I got to make good content for YouTube. And then if you are going to worry about Instagram, then you have to look at Instagram and say, okay, sure, I can send traffic to my YouTube channel from this, but to do that at the most effective possible way, I need to make Instagram content with Instagram in mind. And I need to try to grow my Instagram as my Instagram instead of growing my Instagram as my YouTube channel, right? So instead of looking at them as external sources to pull into YouTube, look at it as it's an individual thing. D and I are both.
I'm doing something, I'm doing something completely different.
Yeah, we both
I mean, it's still in the mobile niche.
Yeah.
But because I started out just taking like pictures at events, and I still might toss some of that in there, but I just said, I just want to I wanted to take pictures of stuff that I actually like to look at because I'm fascinated with like flat lay photography. I love everyday carry stuff. I love phone pictures. Well, you know what? I'm always looking at this stuff. Yeah. I should just do that.
If you look around here, you can even see all of that. Right, like you can see like over here.
You can't see that though, but yeah,
like all this stuff. Like you can see that kind of that kind of stuff, right?
All I see is like a disaster zone.
Well,
like
me too.
It literally looks like 2 tornadoes.
But that's what I mean. Stuff all over the place.
Yeah,
kind of like in those pictures. But like like the same exact thing, because like in my case, it's like all of the stuff that's on my Instagram now, like all my recent stuff, it's just all gear, like gear that YouTubers would use as an example. So that one's still in alignment also. But basically, what we're doing in that situation is we're respecting the platform as its own thing instead of looking at it as how can I use this to get people over here. It's like how can I just grow this as its own thing so I can grow a following there, and have a following here, and have a following on Twitter, right? And look at the big picture there instead of like, hey, I just got to drive everything into YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it like this. It would probably grow faster if I was putting my audio clip or my video clips over there and cutting them up and doing the little bars. And that's cool for everybody who does that. I think that's really good for certain channels. That's just not what I wanted to do with that channel.
Right.
Because I don't want everything that I do to just be what I'm doing on YouTube.
Yeah.
And just like, okay, well, now chop this up and stick it over there. Yeah, I could probably grow it a lot faster. But like, I like to create stuff.
Yeah.
I like taking pictures of things. I like making things. So like, that's a little bit of an outlet. Because you can't get too, I can't get too wild over on the YouTube side.
Getting wild.
Can't get wild.
Getting wild on the YouTube side. Get wild.
Can't get naked and take my hat off. Expose my head. I'm not going to expose the head.
Look at that.
Then I look like you.
Yeah.
Right?
Nobody wants that.
Lily Tree says, you've been having fun with flat lays lately. Yeah, show me. I love flat lay photography. Love it.
Gotcha Ocean Plays says they upload once per week. They've been making videos for 8, whatever that is. How do I go live on an Android phone, D?
This is the 3rd time this has come up.
Hey, man.
You can go live on an Android phone using the Prism. I think it's Prism Studio Live is the name of it, I believe, Prism, or use the Streamlabs mobile app. You can also use Omelet Arcade if you're a gamer.
When I hear Omelet Arcade, I think that it's like a food thing.
I think that's really poorly named.
Yeah, me too. Omelet Arcade. Yeah, I think of it like a.
There's also Wirecast Go, but I'm not 100% sure that's available for Android or not. I haven't even looked. Yeah.
All right.
I should check that out.
Should.
Yeah, I should have a list over here. Because you know what? I've got the Android. I've got the iPhone, right? And by the way, iOS users, if you don't have, now it's still in beta, iOS 13. I finally got it on my phone. That was just a struggle.
I'm not brave enough. I have to say that like I respect your bravery in going into the beta stuff on the iOS, because it's like me, I'm terrified that I'm gonna do that and then like all of a sudden like all my notes are gonna be deleted, even though they're backed up. Just paranoid that it's like, oh no, it's gonna mess everything up.
I recklessly put in iOS 13 on my main device. You never put in beta stuff on your main device. But I you know what? I was just laying in bed and I was like, you know what? I just got to do it. Got to do it. Anyway, iOS 13 is absolutely amazing. It's got dark mode built into it.
Nice.
iOS official dark mode. It's beautiful.
Nice.
It's glorious.
Nice.
Glorious.
Glorious.
It's good.
Glorious.
The only thing that's bad is so you got Facebook and you have Instagram that don't have official dark modes. So if everything's dark, right? You're on Twitter, dark mode. I'm on YouTube dark mode. I'm going through my settings on Apple dark mode. Hammer time, right? And then I open up Facebook and it but newsflash, Facebook is working on dark mode. So you're going to have official.
You heard it here first.
Official dark mode is
not.
coming on Facebook.
Beanie Draws says.
Yeah.
They've been on YouTube for 3 to 4 years.
Yep.
In terms of sponsorships, for example, I see a lot of ads for Squarespace. Would it affect your chances of sponsorship if you're hosted with a different provider? How much do sponsors care about sponsorship exclusivity? So in terms of how much they care about sponsorship exclusivity, it's just something that you would work in if that's
looks.
it does look good.
Look at how good that looks.
It's something that you would work in if like you would want to have that conversation. So if you are wanting to work with Squarespace as an example, and there's a direct competitor to Squarespace, which I guess would be like Wix, I guess, then in that particular case, then you would say, hey, like I have a thing with Wix, but I love your stuff, and I want to promote your stuff as well, whatever. But some people can be weird about that. They would like you to be using their stuff if you are going to be, promoting it and that sort of stuff. And on your end, you probably want to be using it too, because, it looks a little bit weird, so to speak, if you're like, hey, I'm recommending you this, but I use this, I use their competitor, as an example. So I did it again as an example. At least I'm catching it. That's good. So I just need to get a little bit ahead of it.
And
but anyway,
Owen brings up a great point. He says, do not let your sponsors call the shots. You must remain control.
Yeah.
They have to respect you.
right.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And but with that though, like in terms of exclusivity, like you just have to think to yourself, like, okay, like when I'm working this out, like I just want to, I need to be transparent with them that I might also work with somebody else as well. I just had this conversation recently with like a new sponsor as well, which you guys will be seeing coming up soon. But the conversation with them, 100%. What we were just talking about, to where the whole thing was like, well, hey, because of the nature of what it is that we do, we're still going to have to recommend some of your competitors and things like that, because we got to be authentic in this. But when we're doing that, like our approach to this was, when we're doing that, we're going to put you first, right? So it's like like if we're making like a list video, for example, because there's more people watching at the beginning of the video than the end typically, then it's like, okay, well, we're going to put you at the beginning of that list. So and you'll be included in that list, right? So that's where that comes in. Even though competitors are also going to be on that list, they're going to be first. They're going to be the ones that are highlighted as an example.
Owen says exclusive deals should be very expensive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's limiting what you can do.
Right.
Lunar Craft 360 says they upload one typically, but they haven't uploaded in a while. Does it affect anything if people skip time in videos? You're only getting credited. To my understanding, you're only getting credited for the amount of time that people watch the video. So, for example, if they watch for 1 minute, if you have a 3-minute video, they watch for 1 minute, and then they skip the 2-minute to 3-minute part, and then they watch that last 3 minutes, which actually made it a 4-minute video. But anyway, you get where I'm going. Then you're only
math is where we're going.
Hey, that's why I make videos. But the
right.
But basically, you're only getting credited for the actual time that they watch. Right. I saw a super chat come in. Travis Starr, thank you for the super chat. Says I have over 50 makeup videos. I use TubeBuddy, high search, low competition, optimized title, description, and thumbnails, but I can't get views. Thank you very much. So in that particular situation, I'm actually going to go and look. So in that particular situation,
make sure
a couple
you're
of
using
things.
the weighted version.
Yeah, make sure that you're using the weighted version first. Also, make sure. Hold on, let me look. Hey, good looking thumbnails on here. Hold on, really quick. 5 days, 1 week, 1 week, 1 week, 1 week, 1 week. Okay, so you're doing what, daily content?
I would also wager that makeup tutorials are that's probably pretty fierce competition, I would bet.
Yeah, I would guess too.
Yeah.
So I just want to say your thumbnails look fantastic.
There you go.
In terms of the actual like titles themselves, like you have like beginner's guide to Facebook to makeup brushes, beginner's guide to makeup brushes again, face makeup brushes to eye makeup brushes. Okay, I see what you're doing there.
Oh yeah,
so,
thumbnails look great.
Yeah, they do. Thumbnails look fantastic. So hold on, I'm going to actually click into a video. I got to make sure that my thing is muted here. Okay, I'm muted. Okay, so in your particular case, here's what I want you to do, and it might be fine, but what I want you to do is I want you to go in and look at your retention on your videos, and really look and see where people are dropping off, because you've got a 10-minute and 51-second video, which is fantastic. However,
I actually like your makeup or your thumbnails a lot.
I do too. I really like them a lot.
It's consistent.
It is. It's consistent, and they just look good. It's like a nice, high quality,
can I
image
pull
and all
up?
that stuff.
Can I pull it?
Yeah, I'm not on there
Okay.
anymore. I'm actually in the video content.
Okay.
But yeah, look in your retention, because here's some factors that are going on in this that just for you to be mindful of. Hold on, that one doesn't have any views. So let me go back to one that has views. But one thing to be mindful of is, one, yes, you have to make sure that you're squeezing into a particular spot. But in addition to that, you also have to, one, make sure that people are watching the videos for an extended period of time. Two, like, even though your thumbnails look good to us, we don't know the competition. Like, we don't know, like, if you were to say, hey, this is the impressions I'm getting, this is the click-through rate I'm getting, all that stuff, we don't know how that fares next to your competitors. And the reason Dee was talking about it being fierce in your space is because there's so many people making makeup videos, right? So because of that, like, you have to be better in terms of your click-through rate and on your title and your thumbnails, and the amount of time people are spending watching your video, in order for you to be able to move into some of those places. Now, keep in mind also, like, right now you're getting, like this particular one, 115 views on it. You've gained 306 subscribers so far, which is a good start. However, in your particular case, you just might need like a bigger library to where you just keep growing subscribers, so that when you do publish a video, you have a lot of people that, come into the video to give YouTube data, and then YouTube will, basically make that decision based on how a lot of people are responding to it. Because right now, with the view counts that you're getting, like, you don't have a lot of data that's actually going into YouTube. You're not accumulating a lot of watch time in the videos. Even if your retention is okay right now, because of the amount of views, you're still not accumulating a lot of watch time. And all of the people that you're going up against, well, not all. Here, let me actually just put this into search and see what it looks like. All the people that you're going up against here.
Do you want me to pull that up?
Sure. Yeah, so like all of these, for example, I can't say all of them because I actually can't click into the channel itself to see. But, like, what I would do in that situation, like, if I was going to target like this particular, phrase, then what I would do is I would say, okay, well, if this is what I'm going after, I'm going to go, and I'm also, in addition to what the tool tells me, I'm going to go in and I'm going to look, and I'm going to see who is actually in these spots, and I'm also going to see, wow, there's a lot of people making this particular video right now. Look, that's new, that's new, that's new, that's new. That's how fierce your space is.
Oh, yeah, fierce.
One day, 3 days, 15 hours, and 1 day ago, those are all taking these top spots from people that are making the same exact video. So that's how fierce you are. So, but basically, like, what you have to do is you have to look at this and you have to say, okay, what's going on with these other channels? And for this particular term, even if the tool says, hey, like, your like, your competition for this, like, you might have a chance to rank or whatever, like, you still have to look at it. And this actually says that the search volume on this is poor, by the way. But, like, you still have to look at it and you have to say, okay, well, like, these are the channels that I'm going up against, and what are my chances of sliding in on these particular channels based on the additional activity that you can see on their channel in terms of how many views they're accumulating quickly, like 4 days, 1,400 views, for example. How much are there, how much engagement are they getting on their videos, and so on. Like, this one in this particular stack, a day ago, 27,000 views, 3 days, 2.9 thousand, 15 hours, 583, 1 day, 937. Like, those areas there, in my opinion, like, this right here would be the best chances of squeezing into these spots here, because for the amount of time that they've been on here versus the amount of views that they have for it, like, these are kind of your low-hanging fruit, so to speak. But what you have to do is, in addition to what the tool gives you, is you have to go and actually do some research on the people that you're going up against too, because the tools are amazing, right? They'll help you make those decisions, but you want to solidify those decisions by going and actually seeing who it is that you're ranking up against as well. Because, for example, like, there might be a channel in there that maybe their topic isn't necessarily that particular makeup brand, but because they are a strong channel, when they make that video, they end up securing a good spot there. And since their topic isn't since their topic isn't necessarily makeup, that might give you like a better chance in the tool. So that's where, like, you need to go in and actually do that research yourself in terms of, like, trying to figure out, those sides.
Paul says, "What did her description look like?"
I'm not sure. You know what? I'll actually go and look real quick. Just because I'm curious. Also,
while you're looking at that, I just want to say, because I know there's some Star Wars fans in here. You guys probably know that The Mandalorian is getting ready to come out on Disney Plus.
Oh,
but they also just announced that Ewan McGregor is coming back as Obi-Wan Kenobi in a Disney Plus series. They're running a whole Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
So is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
He was a great Obi-Wan, man. He's fantastic. Yeah, he's going to get a whole series on Disney Plus. That's big news, man.
You know, I'm going to have to go back here and
that's huge news.
Pull her up in my history.
So we're going to have The Mandalorian and Obi-Wan. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's good. Keep going, D.
Beanie says, Beanie says Ewan was a decent Obi-Wan. Well, considering, he was a great Obi-Wan. Considering, like, he was the only one that he was only second one. All right, so I'm going to jump into the chat here while he's looking into the description there. So if you got any mobile-based questions, fire them up now, because I don't have access to the forum, but I can see the chat as they're coming in right now. Hey, Heidi, what's going on? Heidi says Ewan was only good in part of the prequels. Yeah, but he's still a good Obi-Wan. Hey, Silver Reaper, how's it going? Mommy and Moya's World, how's it going? They're talking about the name of this channel, which is a makeup channel.
Yeah, I think overall, I think her.
What's the name of her channel?
Phoebe Star. I think overall, I think her description's okay. She could fine tune it in terms of, like just nailing the phrase in there. But I mean, in general, I think she's okay. Definitely, a tiny bit of improvement in terms of putting the specific phrase in there. But she is giving that context, so I think that she's still fine in terms of how she's doing her description. Same thing with her tags as well for what it is specifically that she's targeting.
Tassie says, should I create videos around the Tag Explorer? I'm not sure, Tassie, if you do things on your phone specifically or if you have access to a computer. If you have access to a computer, you want to use the Keyword Explorer inside the browser-based version of TubeBuddy.
The Value Investor asks, when do you put cards in your videos? 2 minutes or 5 minutes, etc.? I don't want to hurt the average view duration, but I want people to see the card. Okay, so YouTube recommends that you put your cards in the last 20% of the video. Now, I know that 20% of 1 minute is a lot less than 20% of 10 minutes, but their recommendation is to put your cards in the last 20% of the video. So if you have a 10-minute video, then just think to yourself, okay, well, this is the last 20% of my video, so I'm going to put a card, in there somewhere. Another thing you can do also is, like, if you see drop-off points, for example, where people are leaving the video in mass, then you can also go back and, keep in mind, when you do this, then people are going to leave even in more mass. But basically, the idea is catching them before they leave so you can send them to another video of yours before they get lost elsewhere on the platform. But you can basically go into your retention, see where people are dropping on that video, put a card right before that drop, and so that you can hopefully catch them before they leave.
So Owen asks, he says, how do I find the stream key on the new live stream UI? We haven't been able to dual cast because we can't find the stream key.
I just go into the old one. So what I do in that situation is I still go into the old one for live streaming.
But hey, beta's ready to go. You should start using it.
Now they're working on it.
Yeah, they're working on it.
But yeah,
it's not ready yet.
But so for live, I just go into Classic, Owen, and then I basically just grab it in Classic. Like, I literally transfer over to Classic before we go live. I put my thumbnail, the thumbnail stays the same, but I put my I schedule it inside of Classic, and I actually do the description in Classic, and I the whole nine. I do all
everything
of that
in Classic.
Yeah, I do all that in Classic. Now on the video side, I'm doing the videos in beta now, just because we're gonna have to anyway. So I'm just getting into that habit. I'm not a huge fan of the upload process over there. However, I think that some of that might just be because it's not as familiar. But I am currently uploading videos over there.
Sometimes it feels like you're working in a system that was created by people who don't upload videos.
Yeah.
Right?
It
like
does.
Engineers and programmers who's like, hey, let's make this work
This would
this
be
way.
cool.
This would be
Right,
cool.
right.
Like, hey, do you upload videos to YouTube? Nope.
No. Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yeah, I think every engineer, it would be awesome if every engineer was like a YouTuber. Like I think what they're doing with Creator Insiders is cool, but I do think that, because the I'm sure they get feedback. I'm sure they have a huge amount of creators they actually work with. But I think that, some things can definitely be improved upon.
So Andy Marshall says, can you use 9:16 ratio? Does that work on YouTube? So the YouTube browser does support vertical videos. So if you shoot a vertical video now and you upload it to YouTube, their not their browser, their what's it called? The player.
Yeah.
The video player is supposed to be responsive, and on a phone, it will go up. It will full screen on your phone. However, on a desktop, it's going to look really weird, but on a phone, it will look really good.
So Dr. Sten asks a question here.
Know your audience on
sorry.
that one. Like if you have a high number of desktop users, then I probably wouldn't do that. But if you're primarily mobile
Yeah,
users,
if you're like 95% mobile, then it's like, yeah, sure, it doesn't matter.
Then it's going to look really good on your phone.
So should you copyright your channel? And this is from Dr. Sten. Should you copyright your channel? Did you copyright your channel? And did YouTube make you copyright your channel before getting your verification badge? So I have fantastic news for you, Dr. Sten. So first, I don't have any copyright stuff on my personal channel. In terms of how YouTube sees it, I still have access to the actual copyright ID tool. So basically, technically in a roundabout sort of way, if you create something and it's original, then it's copyrighted and out of the gate. Yes, there's all the legal stuff that you can do also, like if you're a musician as an example, or if I was like a filmmaker, then I would. But since I'm not, I'm just doing like help content, then I'm not worried about it. But I still get access to the copyright tool inside of YouTube. So I have that list of, hey, all these people are re-uploading your content or using parts of your content or whatever, and I do still have that, so I use that. In terms of making me copyright before getting the verification badge, all you have to do, Dr. Sten, is if you go to the Google help pages and then you click on the little thing over in the right-hand corner for talking with chat, you should be able to talk to chat now since you have 100K. And if you go in there and talk to chat, tell them, hey, just crossed 100,000 subscribers. I'm trying to see how to get my verification badge. They should say something along the lines of, well, hey, I can take care of that for you right now. And then when they do that, then, sometimes you might have to wait, like a couple hours or whatever. But then, that verification badge will pop up. So hit up support.
Hey, Natalie, nice to see you.
Hey, Natalie. So hit up support and you should be able to get that verification badge probably by the time the stream's over.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so Rom Gaming 28 says
6 months later. Hey guys, they're giving me the runaround over there.
Yeah, no, 6 months later.
Nobody can figure out how to give me verification.
Right. It's like, not in this drawer. Not in this drawer. Okay, so can you please tell me the best software for thumbnail editing and recording gaming videos for free?
For free.
Okay, so if you are doing thumbnail editing.
Somewhere here.
That's right. So if you're doing thumbnail editing, there is a website called PhotoPea. And
that's the other site.
That is a that's a really good thing. It's like Photoshop, except it's web based. Yeah. Really, really good. I actually have a video on how to make channel art. If you watch that video, you'll see me using it. And in terms of recording gaming videos for free, I don't know about that one.
Recording gaming videos for free?
Yeah, on a computer.
On a computer, I don't know, but if you're doing it on your phone, you can use something like Mobizen or AZ Recorder or some sort of a screen recorder, DU recorder. If you have an iPhone, starting on iOS 11, they have a built-in screen recorder.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's ways to do it.
Yep. Bigard says, I always giggle at that name. Who came up with that anyway?
Right.
Right. All right. So next question that we have here is from Stacy Little. So Stacy's dropped a handful of super chats today, so I hope I answered your question in the best possible way here.
Streamlabs on a computer will work. You can record the thing in Streamlabs. Totally forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can just hit record.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you, Travis.
Thanks, Travis.
Yeah.
You know what,
I
Travis,
blanked out on that too.
Fly over to Thailand.
Yeah.
And let's just trade places. You just come over here and just, hey, Brian G. Johnson.
Yeah, and you go to the States. Yeah, you'd love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian G. Johnson.
Brian G. Johnson in the house. Brian G. Johnson, what is up, my man?
Want to tell them what Brian G. Johnson has?
Brian G. Johnson has this book right here called Tube Ritual Volume 1. Tube Ritual will help you grow your YouTube channel from 0 to 5,000 subscribers and more because it teaches you the fundamental elements of growing a YouTube channel. I've got a link to this down in the description below. So if you have not read this book yet, make sure that you get it down below. Tube Ritual Volume 1. Brian G. Johnson.
Almost sounds like you've said that a couple times.
It does.
That was so...
Travis is like, hey, Brian is killing it lately. Absolutely, he is.
Let's
Brian
talk
G.
about
Johnson.
that.
Brian G. Johnson's on fire. Let's pull up his channel real quick, just so we can. Give me 1 second here, just so we can talk about Brian G. Johnson.
Fire.
Yeah. So Brian G. Johnson.
Let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
Boom.
So Brian's doing a fantastic job right now. This is Brian G. Johnson's channel. So anybody in the chat right now that is not subscribed to Brian, he's getting really close to 100,000 subscribers, by the way. He's at 91,557 right now. But
by the way, those are bottles of beer on the wall.
Where? What? What are you talking about?
91,000.
Oh, God. Yeah, it took me a second. I was like, huh? But yeah, so basically, Brian's YouTube channel, as you can see here, stake your claim, amplify your message on YouTube. So if you're watching this, if you are not familiar with Brian G. Johnson, he also shares content on how to grow your channel. Now, here's the thing. Like he talks about really, like he talks about, some of the same stuff I do, just like how to get views, things like that. But he also talks about things like the YouTube algorithm and things like that, to where, it's longer form, deeper content. So I know a lot of people, in the chat, like on my channel, like I'll share some of that stuff sometimes, but like most of the stuff, it's not, I don't go that deep, so to speak. But on some of these videos, I mean, you can tell by the time stamps on these, he goes deep, and you'll really enjoy his content if you're really trying to get like a deeper understanding of how this stuff works in that regard, like algorithmically. So definitely make sure that you head over and you subscribe to Brian's channel if you have not yet. Also, he just put out this video 3 weeks ago. It's got 116,000 views on it already. Of the van girl that basically just like she put out one video and got 1 million subscribers on it. So
and he put out one video and got 100,000 subscribers on her. Good job, Brian. Well played.
Views.
Brian's playing chess. He ain't playing checkers.
but basically, check out these videos too, in terms of just in terms of like her charisma and things like that Brian identified as well to help you with your YouTube channel. And in addition to that, D, if you take this down for a second,
to sum up her success, Snake.
There you go.
Yep. Albino
She's
snake.
She's a demon. No,
That's
I'm just kidding.
Albino snake.
So in addition to that, Brian and I, he had a video. Brian and I are also doing a workshop.
So pull that up?
Yeah. So for anybody that is going to Vid Summit this year, definitely sign up for this.
What are you hitchhiking in the header there?
I've got a link to this down in the description, or you can just go to creatorsadvantage.com. But basically, our workshop is where we are going to work with you personally, in person, basically customizing the information that we share to the people that are going to be showing up to this, and we're limiting it to the first 25 people. We've already got a handful of seats taken, so you need to reserve on this quickly if you want to get in on it.
Sorry about that, Tim, but I agree. Go ahead.
But basically, what do you say?
No, go ahead.
But basically, the idea is that you come to LA in October 13th through the 15th. And basically during this workshop, we're going to work with you and basically teach you all of the things that you need to get your channel, rocking. So how I was talking about before in terms of Brian's channel about how he's going deep, like this whole entire workshop is going deep, right? Deep. So like if you come to this workshop, like you're going to leave armed with all of the information that you need to really get things going the right way. Like even detailed stuff, like for example, like
deep. You see what's going on here?
Yep.
Deep,
like you always hear me, like when I'm talking here on the live streams, you always hear me talking about testing, the importance of testing, and things like that. Like at this workshop, like I'm literally like part of one of the things that I'm sharing
hands-on
is I'm literally going to take you through the process of like, this is how you test. This is how you find out specific things on your channel. You're going to get access to my Excel sheet that I use to really, fine tune all this stuff and really identify things. But basically what I'm getting at is go to creatorsadvantage.com or go through the link in the description and check out the information on this and go ahead and get your seat on this because, like I said, it's limited to the first 25 people, and I would love to see you there and love to personally help you with your YouTube channel. And in addition to the event itself, we're also going to be helping people online into 2020 for the people that come here, so we can make sure that you, get the support that you need in your YouTube journey.
That's awesome. And I'll be serving coffee there.
Yeah, serving coffee, taking around a little tray of cookies.
That's right.
That kind of stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, can I get you a water?
Yeah.
That's Steve's role.
All right, I'll just come running with the water.
Yeah.
That's what I'll be doing.
So back on Stacy Little. So with Stacy Little,
I'm a good hostess. That's right, Doug.
Because man, we went way off track, right? Brian G. Johnson walks in the room and we just completely go all over the place.
Do you see what happened? Well, first of all,
that's the Johnson effect.
This is what happens when rock stars come into the room.
Yeah,
first, Owen walks in.
Yep.
Owen just turned.
It's like derailed.
Owen just turned to play. I threw my brawl on stage when Owen walked in, right? Like
hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
That's what happens when Owen walks in the room, right?
Probably didn't know D wore one of those, did you?
Then Brian comes in, and you may as well just come in and just burn the whole thing down, right?
Yep.
There you go.
Stacy Little says she uploads
upside down
every day, and she moderates 6 channels. So she's tried hard to get subs from her channel, but she can't get over the 79 plateau. Please help me. So here's the thing: if you are,
I need an upside down scene.
if you are,
So these guys come in, everything
goes
flips
upside down,
for a little
it
bit and then comes
shakes.
back.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you are uploading every day and you're moderating 6 channels, first off, just as a heads up, I want to let you know, like, at the just starting level, pull this up, D.
Boom.
So one thing I want to bring to your attention is, like, if you go to YouTube channels, you see how they have like artwork and stuff up here at the top. So like you're missing currently just even the foundational stuff for YouTube. So what I recommend that you do is I recommend that, I'm not sure if you're making videos on your phone or if you're doing them on a computer, but one thing that I do is I recommend that you add channel art to this. If you haven't yet, go through the process of verifying your YouTube channel as well, which I'm guessing you actually already did because you have some custom thumbnails in here. But basically, you also want to get more content on your channel page and things like that. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to, oh, look, you're at that, you went over that mark, you're at 80 now. But basically, like, if you're trying to increase the amount of people that are subscribing to your channel, you have to think about the person that is coming to watch your videos, right?
Yes.
You have to think about, okay, because here you have like Up All Night with Stacy, you have Quick Chat with Miss Little, you have Happy Freaky Friday. Like, these are things that, even though they might be fun videos to make, these are things that aren't necessarily easy for people to find. Right. And part of YouTube, like there's a couple parts of YouTube. There's the side of, okay, I need to make video content, but then there's the other side of, well, I got to get my videos in front of people. Yes. Right. So right now you're doing the making video content part, but you have to work on the how do I get my videos in front of people part. And because, like, the only way you're going to increase your subscriber count is by getting more people to see your videos. Right. So because of that, you have to think, like, when you're writing titles, instead of like Quick Chat with Miss Little, that only matters for the people who know who you are, right? That only matters for the people who know who Miss Little is. And you need to make your titles and your content for people that will still add value to them, even if they don't know who you are. Even if they've never seen or heard of you before, they still need to be able to think, oh, I'm going to get something out of watching this particular video. I'm going to be entertained here. I'm going to get a laugh. I'm going to be motivated. I'm going to, learn something new, whatever it happens to be. But you have to make sure that you are titling and framing this stuff in a way to where when people see it, it's something to where it's like, oh yeah, I should watch this. But like Quick Chat with Miss Little, for example, that's something to where it's like, well, I don't even know who Miss Little is. Why should I care about that, as an example, right? So you gotta look at that, and you have to look when you're uploading this stuff, or when you're streaming in your case, you have to say, okay, what is it that I'm bringing to people, and how can I make sure that people understand that when they see my content from the outside, when they see my title, when they see my thumbnail, how can I let them know what's in it for them, or what it is that they're going to get out of it? Or at least, how can I set this up to where they're going to be curious enough to where they're going to be like, oh, I need to click on this and see what's going on here, right? So you have to think of all of those different things when you're writing titles. So right now, like, you're on the video side, right? You are, you're getting those videos going out there. You're doing that side of it. But now what you need to do is you need to work on getting the discovery side of it, right? Like, how do I get my videos in front of people? How do I write good titles? How do I make good thumbnails? Because here's the thing. There's I think it's like 29 million channels on YouTube, 21 or 29 million channels on YouTube. It's probably a little bit higher than that because that's like the public, stuff for YouTube, but that's a ton of content, right? So you have to think, I have to be able to compete in order for YouTube to show my stuff. And in order to compete, and this is for everybody, this isn't just for her, this is for everybody. Like, you have to think, I have to, at the very least, what's up, Sophie Bell? I have to, at the very least, be able to compete with some of these other channels on YouTube if I want to, grow my subscribers, if I want to get views. Like, my content has to be able to compete, my titles have to be able to compete and grab attention, my thumbnails have to be able to compete and grab attention, right? Especially like in your case, and it is difficult. UGP says it's difficult. It is. And that's the thing, right? That's why we're all continually learning, and we're learning how to do this stuff better because, as more and more people come on, more and more competition is happening. So that makes all of us have to keep improving over time in order to stay in the game, so to speak. So make sure that you really spend some time, because you're on the video side, right? Hey, you're putting out content. But now you got to work on the other side of, how do I get this stuff in front of people? And you really got to start spending some time on hey, how do I craft a title? How do I craft a title that grabs attention? What are the right words to say? What order do I need to put their words in? How do I grab somebody's attention with that very first word or the first couple words that they see in my title? In my thumbnail, how do I grab attention when somebody sees my thumbnail? Like what can I do for the type of people that are going to be watching my content? What can I do to make them say, yeah, I got to watch this one, right? You have to do that, and you have to develop those skills. All right, next question is, let's see here. So now we are at honest, open permaculture. So honest, open permaculture. So your question is, could you please go over how to structure the look of your YouTube channel? For example, should I have a playlist, first new uploads, things like that? Okay, fantastic question. So when it comes to your YouTube channel, it's important to think of what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So typically, here's what I recommend to people, and this is based on, hey, I want to grow my channel, okay? So what I would recommend is I recommend that you have your uploads at the very top. And the reason that I recommend that you have your uploads at the very top is because it shows that you are still consistent on your channel in terms of future value of your YouTube channel that would encourage someone to subscribe. I also recommend that you have your uploads at the very top for the sake of showing people your fresh content, which helps drives more views and watch time into that fresh content as well. Ultimately, you're going to win by YouTube showing that content. But if you have a lot of other content that's driving a lot of people to your channel, and then you have those videos at the top, then what that's going to do is that's going to help, show that content to people first. In addition to that, mobile devices. So if you look at your YouTube channel on a mobile device, the very first content that's up there at the top, that's the stuff that people are going to see first on a mobile device. So if you put your recent uploads there, they're going to go through your recent videos first. So what that does, that tells them, hey, this is what's happening on the channel right now. This is how often I upload. This is the type of stuff that you can expect from me, right? So basically what you're doing there is you're just giving that information by structuring your content that way. So next, after that, then you can think of the types of things that your audience is interested in, and then start categorizing your content into playlists based on that. And then basically you start putting playlists down there based on an interest set that the people have that watch your type of content. So let's say, for example, that you review shoes. Right? We're just going to say that. Let's say, for example, you review shoes. Then what you could do is you could have like a playlist that's just Nike shoes, a playlist that's just Adidas, a playlist that's just Pumas, a playlist that's Converse, and so on. So the people that are into those particular brands, as they're coming down, then they could see the reviews of that particular brand. Or you could also break it down in another way, depending on your audience, to where you would say, okay, these are athletic shoes, these are dress shoes, these are golf shoes, or whatever it happens to be. But basically, you want to think about the interests that your viewers have, and then you want to think of how you can lead them into sets of content that are the most relevant to what it is that they're interested in terms of the content that you make. So in terms of structurally, that's what you want to think about when you're breaking everything down. Now, you also want to put your popular videos in there too, because it's stuff that, they're proven performers. So, as long as they're still getting traffic, then it's okay to have those. But if you have a bunch of popular videos that have, millions of views on them, but you're not getting views anymore, then there's no reason to have those there. Doesn't matter, right? Because if people aren't watching them, or if they're still not getting traffic, then it doesn't matter if they were popular 8 years ago, right? So, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. Now, if you want to take that up a notch, and you want to look at it to where you have a different goal. Let's say that you are, and I know that I don't think there's a lot of marketers in here. If you're a marketer, give me a hashtag marketer, just so I can, before I even talk about this, because if you're not in here, then I don't even, I don't want to waste everybody else's time with it. But if you're a marketer, and you use your channel for the purpose of marketing, just give me a hashtag marketer, because I'm just curious to see if there's any in here.
Well, you're waiting for that. I received a notification just now from a gimbal maker, and they just released probably what's the smallest smartphone gimbal ever made.
Nice.
It's like just like most gimbals have like just a handle.
Mm-hmm.
Theirs is literally, including the phone, is the size of the handle. It's the tiniest thing I've ever seen.
Nice.
I was just looking at it here. It looks amazing.
Nice.
Super tiny little thing.
Okay, so we've got a handful of marketers in here. So I'll go through this quickly for you. So if you are using your channel for the purposes of marketing, where you're trying to drive sales, you're trying to drive, leads to something or awareness for what it is that you're doing, then in that case, when you're looking at your channel page, you have to look at it with different eyes. Because instead of looking at it like, okay, what is the viewer going to experience in terms of trying to get them to subscribe to my channel? You want to look at it like, okay, what content is driving the most leads and sales for me? And you want to organize things that way. So for example, if you are trying to drive, traffic to your website, for example, then what you would do in that particular case is, of course, you would put trackers in your videos, and then you'd start identifying the videos that send people to your website the most. And then in that particular case, you would order playlists based on this one drives them the most, this one drives them a little bit less, this one a little bit less, and so on. And then you would basically structure your channel page for the sake of facilitating. If somebody goes there on the phone, then they're going to be introduced to your marketing message that is a proven converter to send them to your website, instead of a video that's proven to convert subscribers at a high rate, as an example. So because of that, what you want to do is you want to look at your channel as, how can I funnel people through the right content that gets them to whatever goal it is that I'm trying to achieve, like get them to your website, your list, whatever, instead of looking at it like, hey, how do I structure this, to get more views on these particular videos, or how do I structure this to, get more subscribers? You look at it through a different lens to make sure that you're feeding people through that experience to accomplish what it is that you're trying to do. Right, D?
Man, I got to get my hands on this thing.
Gamer Gramps.
Hey, dude, what's up?
I'm about to start shifting gears and doing a lot more videos that are going to be scripted. What suggestions do you have to do this well? Specifically looking to get tips for how to read from a script while recording, if at all possible. That's a great question. I've never been asked before. This is glorious.
Say that again?
Okay, basically he wants to know how to read. Okay, so his new videos are going to be scripted. He wants suggestions on how to actually read a script well.
How to read the script well.
I'm specifically looking for tips on how to read from a script while recording, if all possible. Here's what I recommend. So if you're reading from a script, to make it easier on yourself, one of two things. One is to use a teleprompter, right, which can look extremely unnatural depending on how far you are from the teleprompter. Like if you're pretty far away from it, then it's not that bad. But if you're relatively close, then it looks pretty bad. You can see, your eyes moving and your head moving back and forth, depending on how, steady you are. But that's one option. Everything just went out. Am I right?
Yeah, just keep going. I hear it too.
But that's one option. In addition to that, one thing that I would recommend is, instead of, like, if you don't want to read from the script, you want to be a little bit more natural, I recommend that you actually read from the script in small amounts. So basically you do like a sentence or 2 sentences at a time, and then stop. And then go to the next sentence, 2 sentences, stop. Next sentence, 2 sentences, stop.
What's up, Fly Ride?
And then what you do there is then you clean it all up in the editing process. So
or a paragraph, but however.
Yeah, or paragraph. Yeah, whatever your brain can hold. I'm only like a sentence or 2 at a time. So
a couple of words, apparently.
Yeah, I know, right? So what you can do in that situation is you can go in and you can say, okay, I'm just going to do like these little snippets, and then in your editing process, you go and you just cut out that empty space, and you'll get jump cuts when you do that. But if you want to. If you don't want the jump cuts, then you can do what I do, which is basically you just do crop ins, and then you crop back out, and then that kind of makes it a little bit more seamless, and it's a little bit cleaner looking than a jump cut. Almost gives the feel that it's like multiple cameras. But if you are just reading scripts for voiceover, in that particular case, do the same exact thing, but read more. Right. So instead of doing like a sentence or 2, like I was saying before, that's when you would really lean more on like paragraphs, or like a short paragraph at a time. And the idea is you just want to stop for a second and reset yourself for the sake of continuing your enthusiasm, continuing, how you're actually communicating it. Because if you start here and you're high energy, then by the time you get down here, then, it might be a different, things might be coming out differently. So because of that, kind of restarting each section with that fresh energy is what you want to do.
I want to add one thing to that. And when I started like my first couple of videos, I thought, okay, I'm going to script this stuff out because I have a lot of information to share. I was horrible at scripting, just terrible. It just doesn't flow with me. It just didn't work. What I found was if I make bullet points, right, I've got a sheet, and I just, get a marker, get a Sharpie, and I just write down the key points, and then I freestyle in between that. And I still record just a few sentences at a time, right? I just hit record. I go until I run out of steam, or until I finish what I need to say, or until I mess up, and then I hit stop recording. But I find that when I'm working off of bullet points, man, it feels
more natural.
It feels more natural, and people respond better to that than when I'm trying to read something off of a script.
Same here.
So it's just something to keep in mind and just test that, because you might do better at scripting or you might be better at bullet points. Just something to be aware of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Travis here says he speaks in 5-second segments and edit it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people think, especially if you're just getting started, a lot of people think that, hey, you got to like sit down and just say everything at once. It's not that way at all. It looks that way to you because you're seeing the finished product, but in reality, tons of people, they do everything in like these short little segments that they end up putting together in the editing process.
So
like D, I also use the bullet points personally. When I first started my channel, the first like bunch of videos on my channel, those are all scripted. I would script in like even the jokes, like literally word for word. Everything was scripted.
That's why they weren't funny.
Well, that's also probably why they didn't do as well, right? But then when I started doing the bullet points, people started responding to that content a lot better. My retention went up on the videos and the whole nine, all the way around. It just got a better response. Yeah,
and you'll also find in depending on the type of content that you're making, I'm finding now, because when I first started my channel, there's been like and if you've been doing this for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. You go through this transformation to where you might have to write down information at first because it's important that you remember it. But then you do it so much, be it through the videos, through live streaming, through emails, through replying to comments, whatever it is that you're doing, you're constantly embedding that information into your head, and you actually get to the point to where I rarely use any show sheet anymore or any bullet points when I make a video anymore. The only time I do bullet points, if I need to get really specific about the names of stuff. Like, okay, this particular grip is called this.
Yeah.
This particular group of microphones, because I got,
it extends to be this long, or like
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, but
any technicalities.
I write them down, but now I just come in, I hit record. But I've thought all day long about what I'm going to talk about and different ways to say it. So when I sit down, I hit record, I've drilled all the information into my head so much that it comes out so much more naturally.
Yeah.
And people respond better because of it.
Making life mo better. What's up, man? Saying the first time live viewer, great info.
Hey.
Welcome to the live stream. Thanks
Welcome.
for hanging out. We appreciate it. Hope you're getting some good info here. So next question that we have is from Otter Creek Aquatics. Says they've been on YouTube for about a year now. Only a few subscribers away from 1,000. Congratulations.
All right.
And still have some watch time to go before monetization. What should I be focused on next after monetization? So in my personal opinion, monetization in terms of ad revenue should be way in the back seat from just making a good experience for the viewers. So basically, if you focus all of your efforts on making a good experience for the viewers, making it easy for them to find your content in terms of learning how to like rank videos, learning how to make clickable titles, learning how to make effective thumbnails, get that down, get the actual video content down in terms of being able to hold their attention and have people like actually leave the video with something, and getting people to engage. If you focus on those things, then all of the other stuff is going to happen, right?
Yes.
If you focus on improving each one of those areas, everything else is going to fall into place.
Yes.
Your monetization, brands reaching out to you, getting bunches of subscribers, all of that stuff. If you focus on the things that people have to respond to in order to watch a video on YouTube and interact with it, then everything else is going to be fine if you focus on those things.
I'm going to keep going on that for a minute, because I want to drill this in just a little bit harder.
Okay.
That's what she said. So many people, you see them on Facebook, you see them on Twitter. They're like, hey, I'm just trying to get to, can I get 100 likes? Can I get, or whatever. It would make my day if you could help me get to 300 subscribers. Man, like, just shift your perspective on that and start thinking, instead of thinking about
you, think about them.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking about how can I get there for this number that really doesn't mean anything. Like, how can I get there? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's cool to celebrate your milestones, and you should, but that shouldn't be your driving focus. That shouldn't be the thing that you're after. You should be after making the best video that you can, so people where people will respond to the content. Because if they're responding, if you know your audience, right? You got to learn your audience. Who are you target? Who are you even making the videos for in the first place? When you can nail that and people will respond, like he said, and you build those skills, you learn how to write killer titles. You learn how to make great thumbnails. You learn how to make great videos. Your descriptions are tight. You've built a community around your channel. You're engaging. Everything that you're dreaming for on YouTube I promise it will all fall into place if you focus on the people who are watching the video.
Yep.
That doesn't mean that you have to sell out and make videos for other people and just not be happy with what you're making. By all means, make the stuff that you want to make, but you have to understand if you're wanting to grow fast, it's not focusing on numbers.
You don't do it.
You
don't do it by yourself. Like you can't grow fast by yourself. It requires the viewers to actually push you into that position.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're like, hey, I want to grow fast or I want to grow slow. Like, if you want to do what you want to do, that's cool. Do that. But at the same token, you can't say, well, I don't understand why I'm not growing. Like, everybody else is growing so fast, I'm not growing at all. Because you're making content for you, which is cool, which is totally fine. Well, and you might knock it out of the park on that. You might, the van girl, right? She made videos for her, knocked it out of the park, over 1 million subscribers. Right. That happens. Those are rare. For everybody else, you're in the trenches with us, and you're knocking it out one video after the next, and you got to make it about the people who are consuming your content. You build all those other skills, and everything falls into place. Mm-hmm. The monetization, the subscribers, the view count, everything just falls into place.
Yep. Yeah, and that perfect balance is basically balancing out like the content that you enjoy making with the right audience, with them getting tons of value out of what it is that you're doing.
Yes,
that's like the sweet spot, so to speak.
Yeah. But hey, guys, help me get to 300 subscribers. Like, no, man, you just got to turn that thinking around. Like, it would mean the world to me if you could help me get to 300. I mean, it's cool. It's a milestone.
Instead, think of 300 ways that you can add value to the people that are watching your content.
Yeah. Man, that's great. Yeah. Love that.
I might start replying to comments that way. Yeah. Actually.
Because comments are riddled with that.
They are.
Hey guys, I'm trying to reach 150 subscribers. I need 100.
It's my birthday.
It's my birthday. I need 200 subscribers before I go back to school so I can show all my friends that I did it. It's like, man, you're just completely missing. Like, you've got the best opportunity that's ever just fallen in your lap, and you're chasing the wrong thing.
Right. Get him, D. Get him.
Yeah.
Cameron Smith, thank you for the super chat, says,
Dr. Stin.
I'm very new to streaming games on Facebook. I'm still learning how to use OBS. What can I do to make a good impression on my viewers? So when it comes to actually streaming, then in that particular case, just keeping the whole thing going in terms of just not having a lot of dead space. Like, if you watch ours, like, we are pretty much just bulldozing the entire time, and there's very little non-talking time. Like, we're just going. And that's because we don't want that dead air, because it makes everything kind of awkward, gives people a chance to get distracted and that kind of thing. In addition to that, audio quality is crazy important.
Oh man, it's paramount.
So make sure that your audio quality is solid. Video quality is also important, but audio quality is a lot more. So if you are trying to like level up your live streams, like your first investment,
audio is half the experience.
Yeah, your first investment should be a microphone, and because you can use lighting around your house if you have to, and you can kind of hack that together. But like, your first investment, in my opinion, should be your microphone, and then from there, just make sure that, again, it falls also into making sure that the people that are watching are also getting something out of it, because there's a difference in, hey, I'm just going live and just like saying, hey, what's going on? Welcome to my live stream. What do you want to talk about? Like, there's a difference from that than there is, hey, welcome to the stream. This is exactly what it is that we're doing today, or this is what we're offering here. This is what's going on in the stream. So this is my plan for the stream. This is what we're going to do, and so on. So go into it with a plan. Make sure that you get your audio together, and just try to keep the whole thing going. And that's kind of like a muscle too.
Yes.
Right. Like, you're gonna have to develop that. Like, for example, D and I were talking about last week how we're like, hey, it felt like a little bit, we felt a little dusty, coming in
because we didn't stream for a while.
hadn't streamed for a while, right? So, and the streams that we do, because I do like a weekly live stream on Create Live. I actually got a link to that down in the description, by the way. If you are a live streamer, which you are, Cameron, we actually with D and I and Loria and David from the YouTube channel Live Streaming Pros, we actually are building a streamers community. I've got a link to that down in the description below. It's called Create Live, but I got a link to it down in the description below, so you can go over and check that out. But I really encourage you to join that as well, for the sake of like questions like this. Like, that's what the entire community is for, is to help people with stuff like this. So I really recommend that you go and check that out.
Keep it moving.
Otter Creek. Nope, already did Otter Creek.
Real quick, Dr.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Dr. Stin says, help me get to 1 million. At the rate you're going, you're going to be just fine.
You'll beat us.
You're going to be just fine by yourself, Dr. Stin.
Yeah, at the rate you're going, when you're at 1 million, I'm going to be like, hey, Dr. Stin, man, will you help me get to 1 million?
Dr. Stin, can you give me a shout out?
Can you give me a shout out, man? Can you give me a shout out? Can you have me on your channel? Alpha Mindset says, Nick and D, you have so much stamina for these streams. And here's the funny thing. We're in Thailand, so right now it's midnight. and we're still,
It's exactly.
yeah, like we're already tired. You should see what we're like in the morning. Right, like actually, the morning's a little rough. Like when we're actually like kind of getting going in the day.
I will literally throw heavy stuff at you in the morning
if
you try to wake me up. Yeah.
Here's a little fun story about D. So we're in Venezuela, and
but this is before their economic meltdown.
Yeah,
this is in '99 actually.
Was it '99?
1999. We're in Venezuela.
Okay, so 1999.
In the middle of Venezuela.
Yeah, we're in the middle of Venezuela. We
hunting anacondas.
No lie. Yeah, no lie. Straight up.
No lie. Straight up.
So we are. Hey, Peak Time Racing. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. So basically we're in Venezuela. We're hunting. We had like this thing that we went out to. It was like this little farmhouse literally in the middle of nowhere. It was so quiet. You probably won't remember this, but we were like walking back from the
birds.
Piranha fishing. Yeah, the sound of the birds where it just like as they fly over, it's like whoosh, is what it sounded like because there was no other sound.
By hunting, we weren't hunting them to kill them. We were hunting them to see them, like wild anacondas.
Yeah.
Like giant snakes. Go ahead.
When we were there, so our mother, and she's gonna kill me if she ever watches this. So
she's gonna watch.
She probably is. Yeah.
But you know what? She deserved it. So go tell the story.
So here we go. So basically, our mother, she snores apparently
loudly,
very loudly. So we're staying in this place.
It's a farmhouse.
It's a farmhouse. It's kind of like a there's like the actual house, and then there's like this other area to where they just have a bunch of hammocks hanging in there for people that come in these groups to where they can go and they can stay there. So we're in there, and then all these other people are in there too. And our mom is like sawing logs, right? Like she's like, right? Like she's just like letting it come out. And D ends up, was it a flip flop?
It's a flip flop.
Yeah, so D ends up like actually like tossing a flip flop. I mean, it wasn't like a chucking.
It was a chuck.
Like, oh, was it a chuck? I was thinking that was more of like a lob, just to like.
I had to wake her up.
Yeah, but anyway, it's like he ended up kind of hitting her with a flip flop.
Smacked her with a flying
from across the room.
Yeah.
So that she would wake up. But it's like a joke in our family, so it wasn't anything like weird or anything like that. But it's a joke in our family. But it's just a funny story. Little moments like that you'll never forget, and it's just kind of like a funny thing. All the things on that trip,
that guy threw a shoe at her mom.
The birds refusing to eat piranha.
Yeah.
And our tour guide eating a mushroom.
Yeah.
And you hitting mom with the
so
flip-flop.
Yeah, little known fact. So in the Amazonias there in South America, those of you in South America, you know this, parts of them, especially parts of Venezuela, they have piranha. Yeah. Like just wild piranha. So they have these huge open plains, and then some of the little lakes have piranha in them, and you can actually catch them and eat them.
Yeah.
They're delicious. He wouldn't eat one.
Nope.
They're delicious.
Not into the whole seafood thing. Super Builds, thank you for the super chat there, saying thanks for the advice, guys. I have a new channel where I build Legos and other toys with only 11 subscribers. Welcome to YouTube.
On, man. Welcome.
Keep going, man. The very beginning part is always the hardest because there's so much to learn. But if you can get through that, you can keep clawing, right? Just keep clawing. Okay, I got more to learn. If you're not getting results, it simply means that there's more to learn. So you just got to say, okay, I got more to learn, and just keep clawing at it. If you can get past that humongous learning curve, then it's an awesome thing. But that first part, look at it instead of like, oh my gosh, this sucks. Look at it like, okay, this is a challenge. I'm gonna have fun with this. I'm gonna figure all this stuff out.
Yes.
That'll make it better.
Lily Tree says, don't hit your mom with a flip flop, folks.
Disclaimer.
You've never heard our mom snore,
though. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like a hiking boot, it was like a flip flop.
Yeah.
Come on. She survived.
Yeah, she did. It's a joke. Yeah. So Octoria says, Fortnite is inevitably going to end soon. How would you recommend switching to another game when I eventually do? What's the best way to go about the process? Just switch. It's the only choice you got. So if you are playing Fortnite and you're like, hey, I'm just done with this, then just switch. It's what you're going to have to do. So one thing that I would recommend is
it's not going anywhere anytime soon, by the way.
If there's a game that is similar in concept to Fortnite, I don't know if there is, but if there's a game that's similar in concept to Fortnite that you also enjoy, there's probably a bunch of other people that also enjoy that. So that might be a good bridge or a good thing to transition into if it's a game that is also similar in terms of the people that play Fortnite also play typically also play game XYZ. Then in that case, then you might want to explore XYZ.
Yeah, and here's the thing with games. Like, I'm not a gamer, but I understand business in general and just, how things become popular. People are always talking in various discords. Oh, Fortnite's dying or Minecraft is dead. Or, man, all it takes is like one upgrade, one update. Like, I'll take some brilliant marketing, a couple changes, and whoof, you're off and running again. Yeah. So people holding on to the idea of something's going to die. It might.
Yeah, sure.
It might. But man, these game companies, they're getting this stuff down to a science.
They are.
I mean, some of these games have serious longevity.
Peak Time Racing says, "What's your opinion on Minecraft becoming relevant again?"
There you go. Same thing.
I think
right?
for a lot of people, Minecraft is still
It's
relevant.
still relevant.
Yeah, like I was actually on Reddit today, and I saw somebody posting in there about how basically they were like trolling people through some like portal thing or whatever. But it got like a bunch of upvotes and whatnot. Like I think people are still interested in it. But of course, it's not what it once was. Maybe, I don't know. Like I'm not a Minecraft player, so I'm not 100% sure. But I think that for the people that do play, I think it's still I think it's something that people are still interested in. Okay, so we got somebody here saying that Minecraft that it's still relevant. They gained 500 subscribers in 2 months on Minecraft. Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah. Okay. So we got a few people here. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah. So just for go ahead and keep talking for a second. I'm going to pull something up.
Okay. Dean Reynolds Media says, "Hey Nick and
Hey,
Dean,
dude, what's up, man?
Dean?" Says, "So I'm planning on changing my YouTube live name to Music and Social. Do I have to change my name on YouTube as well?" So I'm planning on changing my YouTube live name. Oh, you're saying that you have a channel that is live, and you're going to change that one to Music and Social, but your actual YouTube channel name itself, or you're saying that you're going to basically make your live a series that's called Music and Social. So if you look at mine, like we have like Nimmin Live, and that's what you're watching right now. And on this, it's just what it is. So it's just on the channel, it's what it is. So you don't have to change your channel for the sake of accommodating the live stream. As long as I'm understanding your question right.
So here is the United States only. This is only the U.S.
Oh, good. We got data to work with. That's what I'm talking about. That's my brother right there.
Right. This is what I'm saying. This is how you got to look at this stuff. This is Minecraft over the past 12 months in the USA only. Oopsie. Hold it. There it is. And the past. So it's on the incline right there. This is the past 12 months of Minecraft.
Yeah.
Right there. This is just in the U.S. So yeah, being relevant. It's very relevant.
Yeah, there we go. Put Fortnite in there. I'm curious to see.
Just keep talking. I'm
going
to do a comparison. Hold
yeah,
on.
for the people that are saying that Fortnite is toast. I'm just curious.
Data, man, data for the win always.
Yeah, this is good. I love that you pulled that up.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a comparison here.
Yeah, he's saying that PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye really helped that.
Oh, you guys are gonna love this.
Oh, look at that. So Fortnite's red.
Fortnite's in the red. Minecraft is blue.
All right.
So you can see Fortnite is definitely in the decline, but you can see all those little peaks that came up. So it definitely rises again. And just how you see Minecraft getting that lift right now, there's nothing saying that Fortnite's not going to get
the
that
same lift, right?
Yeah, new characters added, a game plot twist, or a bunch of marketing. I mean, you don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's, Minecraft is blue and Fortnite is in the red.
And for those of you that are curious where D is getting this data, he's just using Google Trends for that. So another thing that you can use this for is like when you're thinking of making content on a specific topic, or if you're trying to ride trends as a method to grow your YouTube channel, then you can use that tool. It's free. Google puts it together to get a general idea on the direction that particular topic is headed.
And I'm going to check worldwide here. I'm just curious to see if there's a big difference. So this is worldwide.
Similar.
Yep. This is
pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same. That's worldwide over the past 12 months.
Yep. Worldwide.
So there you go. There's Minecraft is on the upswing for sure.
Yeah, good.
And there's a good chance Fortnite's going to come back too.
All right, so I want to thank everybody for hanging out today for this Saturday of Nimmin Live. The mods, thank you for holding it down as well. Everybody that has hung out in the chat today, I hope you learned something. I hope you got some value out of the live stream. Again, this stream is brought to you by TubeBuddy, which is the #1 browser plugin for YouTube content creators. If you do not have TubeBuddy yet, you can install it free at tubebuddy.com/Nimmin. Of course, it's going to be better and more things involved if you upgrade it and whatnot, but it's an awesome tool that as a YouTube content creator you should be using. In addition to that, if you have under 1,000 subscribers, they actually give you a discount as well on the tool, which is pretty cool of them to do.
Yeah, I also want to say that I see some people complaining already you didn't get your question answered. It's first come, first serve.
Yeah, it's first come, first serve.
So we don't guarantee we're going through all the questions. We go through about 3 hours of questions.
Yeah. So we've been answering questions for like 3 hours. So we got through 52 questions.
Yeah,
is how many we got to this time.
If you want to make sure your question gets answered, show up early next time and get your question in there because it fills up fast.
Yeah. And another thing too, just as a heads up, like another thing that we do with these is because Dee and I actually next week I think we're going to start recording a podcast during the show as well. So we're actually going to be pulling the stuff that we talk about in those from here as well. And this is also stuff that we use for videos and that kind of stuff as well. So so with these, if you have like a really good question that like people haven't asked before, then there's a really good chance that it might end up as a video as well. And if it's on my channel in that particular situation, once we start actually pulling from here for video content ideas, if it's on my channel, I'm not sure if you'll do the same, but if it's on mine, then you'll probably end up getting credit for the actual question as well. So
yeah, I see people saying they put their question in 2 hours ago. Here's the thing, and this is how it works out. People start dropping questions into the form the minute that the stream is announced.
Yeah.
So the moment you see the notification, if you have a question, run to the forum and put the question in there.
Yeah, and sometimes too, like
sometimes you do get in.
Yeah, like in this particular case, because I reset it right before we went live.
Thank you, UGP.
And we got like a handful of questions in there, but there was actually like a huge space in the beginning to where I think there's like 20 questions.
Yeah.
For like an hour, for like, whatever. And then I started saying, hey, go down there, and then it was just like, and it started stacking up. So. Yeah. But yeah, so again, thank you so much for hanging out. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It would also be cool if you would just come back and give it actually, it's going to be unlisted, so it doesn't matter in terms of a comment. But I'm glad that you just hung out and enjoyed the stream today. Hopefully you got something out of it. And Dee?
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Mods, thanks for all you do. Thanks for everybody who dropped a super chat to support coffee habits and all that stuff. Thanks, Doug, for the shirt. And I will be streaming tomorrow on my channel, so be sure to come over there if you're a mobile content creator. You just want to hang out and harass all the mobile content creators.
Yep.
And we're stopping right now.
Thanks for watching Nimmin Live, brought to you by TubeBuddy. Remember to follow us on your favorite social media platforms. Have a great week.